Chapter 542. Unless it is the upper echelon of the Myriad Demon Alliance, it is impossible to get such information. Is Xue Qilin from the Myriad Demon Alliance? No, that's impossible. Lin Xian doesn't believe it. She's so cute, she must be kind-hearted. That might not be the case. After all, there are all sorts of strange things in this world. For example, the senior sister went to look for is proficient in the heavens divination technique. She would be able to divine it out as well. Other than that, I can't think of any other possibilities. Ling Longyue replied. Are you sure? Oh. Ling Longyue swallowed the sushi in one bite, and then muttered. Not necessarily. I miss your sister a little. Your sister must know more than you. Lin Xian said. Bullshit. Lin Xian. Girls should be virtuous. How can you swear? Humph. Ling Longyue then said unconvinced. My sister isn't much better than me. She just lived a few more years than me. But I have to admit that she has experienced more than you over the years. Ling Longyue pouted. Although she doesn't want to admit it, but it does seem to be the case. Lin Xian then said. I brought you out this time because I want you to help me find out if there are any monsters gathering nearby. Didn't I see it last time? Except for some in that city, there aren't any. Ling Longyue stretched and said. Let's make sure. Then tell me who told you this. Ling Longyue asked curiously. Xue Qilin. Pfft. Ling Longyue couldn't help laughing. Xue Qilin my ass. What? You don't believe me? Lin Xian said with a smile. Before, I didn't know about the existence of Xue Qilin. Later, I learned that Xue Qilin is a great monarch of our monster race. Even my big sister has to be respectful when meeting Xue Qilin. You're telling me that Xue Qilin told you. You're just boasting. Ling Longyue said in disbelief. But it really is Xue Qilin. Although Lin Xian is surprised by Xue Qilin's strength. But it is definitely Xue Qilin. Alright, I believe you, alright? Although Ling Longyue said so. But she didn't believe it. Even for her. Her elder sister rarely saw Xue Qilin. Not many people could see Xue Qilin. Yet Xue Qilin helped a lowly human. And even gave him information. How could this be? It can't be too late. I still need to go home, and have my beauty sleep. Lin Xian. It was already so late at night, and he was still going to take a beauty nap. Furthermore, for an existence of this level, what kind of beauty nap was he going to take? Then the car kept speeding away. Time gradually passed, but they really didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Lin Xian even went to 2 cities, but he didn't see anything other than normal demon beasts. That's not right. The car stopped in a city. Lin Xian and Ling Longyue were standing on top of a 100-meter tall building, when Ling Longyue suddenly said, What happened? Lin Xian asked curiously. Ling Longyue looked around, and then said, Did you notice that the number of demon beasts has decreased? Lin Xian shook his head. How can I tell? However, Lin Xian paid a little attention. It seems to be the case. He wasn't sure. Ling Longyue said, Don't you go out often? Don't you know how many demon beasts one can encounter while walking on the streets of a city? Lin Xian nodded. I know, but I'm not sure, because I didn't pay attention just now. Ling Longyue said, I sense that within a radius of 1 kilometer, there should be about 500 demon beasts regardless of their strength. But now, there are less than 200. Hearing Ling Longyue's words, Lin Xian suddenly raised his eyebrows. There was such a thing. If it was just a little less, that would be normal. But if it was more than half, then it wasn't normal. But I didn't check on the road just now, so I don't know if it's the same in other places. Ling Longyue said, Then let's check other places in the city. Lin Xian quickly said. Ling Longyue also noticed that something was wrong, and she was also interested. To be honest, she didn't care about these things in the past. But now she couldn't not care less, because she was attracted by the various fun places in the human world, and the various delicacies. She didn't even want the human world to be conquered, or else there would be less fun places for her. Amusement parks, game consoles, computer games, and television. Wow. She didn't even know about these things after so many years. She didn't even know that there were such good things. Too despicable. So when she felt that something was wrong, Ling Longyue was even more enthusiastic than Lin Xian. About 5 minutes later, Ling Longyue appeared beside Lin Xian again. How is it? Lin Xian quickly asked. Ling Longyue's cute eyebrows were tightly knitted. Something is wrong. I checked the entire city just now. Although there are still a lot of demon beasts in the city, it seems to be less than half of the normal number. Half? Half of the demon beasts in a city would be more than 500,000? Ling Longyue nodded. More or less. Maybe not, but this is not right. Let's go. I'll bring you to another city to see if it's the same. Then, Ling Longyue and Lin Xian disappeared from the spot. Not long later, they arrived at another city hundreds of kilometers away. Lin Xian. What the F***ck? Can a heaven venerable space jump be so perverted? Ling Longyue explained to Lin Xian. Of course it's not a single space jump. It's a few times. That's still very strong. Lin Xian said in shock. When can I reach such a level? At least heaven venerable, at least space realm, and at least void realm. The latter two just need to complete the mission. But for the former, he needs to slowly improve. He is already in lightning tribulation realm. You stay here first. I'll go take a look. Then, Ling Longyue disappeared again. About 5 minutes later, she came to Lin Xian's side. How is it? Lin Xian asked. It's the same. There's a lot less of them. Then something's not right. Lin Xian said. Ling Longyue also nodded. Something's not right. I've roughly checked the surrounding forests. There's also a lot less of them. But where did they go? Lin Xian shook his head. I don't know. Am I right? This is not right at all. Could it be that the demon race secretly gathered a large number of demon beasts from all over the place to prepare to attack the city? But that won't do. With such a large number of demon beasts attacking the city, they will be discovered from a few hundred kilometers away. This is meaningless. It's better for the demon race to attack from all directions. Ling Longyue pondered. Yes, it's meaningless. Could it be that they went to do something else? No, that's not right either. Chapter 543. Xue Qilin said that Tianhua City is in great danger. That is, it is aimed at Tianhua City. Now the number of monsters in the major cities, and even in the forests, has decreased by a lot. They must not have died, but have been summoned somewhere. Of course, it is the Myriad Monster Alliance that can be summoned. Therefore, combined, it is still aimed at Tianhua City. Tianhua City is still in danger. What should we do now? Can you try to find the place where the monsters are gathering? Ling Longyue shook her head. Who knows where? My ability is only long-distance spatial jump, which is of no help to me in finding people. It can only shorten the time. Besides, I don't know where it is. Lin Xian scratched his head. This time, he has gained something, but he is still a little confused. Let's go back. Lin Xian said. Then Ling Longyue took Lin Xian to the city and drove back to Tianhua City. Lin Xian had reported this matter to Qin Feng. Qin Feng must have increased the patrols, and probably went to ask for reinforcements, because this was indeed an abnormal situation. The next morning, Lin Xian walked out of his room, and saw Xiao Runing in the living room. I say, Teacher Xiao, are you treating this place as your home? Xiao Runing crossed her legs, took a sip of tea and said, What? I practice with your little fairy every day. Can't I live in your house? This? Lin Xian scratched his head, and sat next to Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing subconsciously distanced herself from Lin Xian. That's right. Since the last time she was kissed by Lin Xian, she has been on guard against Lin Xian. If things go wrong, and he takes advantage of her again, that won't do. Hurry up and make breakfast, I'm hungry. Xiao Runing quickly pushed Lin Xian and said, I won't do it unless you kiss me. Lin Xian, don't be shameless. Xiao Runing inexplicably thought of the scene that day, and her little face suddenly blushed. Ha ha ha, I'm just kidding. I'll make it. Do you want noodles? Anything is fine. Xiao Runing said. Lin Ye came out of the bathroom and said, I'll cook. Xian, you rest. Lin Xian smiled. You must be tired from training every day. Let me do it. I don't have anything to do all day, so I'm free and unfettered. You go rest. Heartless person. I've never seen you say that I'm tired. Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. You're Miss Xiao. You don't even feel tired taking care of hundreds of warriors. You definitely won't feel tired taking care of my little fairy. Lin Xian laughed. You have no conscience. You didn't even pour me a glass of water. F***ck. Aren't I preparing to make breakfast for you? Lin Xian smiled and walked away. Linya glanced at Lin Xian, then sat beside Xiao Runing. Xian is like this. Don't dislike him. Linya explained to Lin Xian, afraid that other girls would misunderstand and dislike him. Xiao Runing smiled and said, I know, I'm just joking. You're his elder sister, but you're also worried about him in all aspects. You're worried about finding a girlfriend for him. You're worried about his daily life. And you also have to help him wash his clothes. Aren't you tired? Linya shook her head. I'm not tired. I rarely go to the company now. Xian is right. In fact, I don't have to take care of the company all day. And I don't have to do everything by myself. In the past, I wanted to protect his business too much. Now that Xian can earn money by himself, I don't have to worry too much. That's right. In the past, Linya wanted to protect her company. At least, even if Lin Xian lost something, he would still have the company. But now Lin Xian could earn a lot of money by himself. Her earnings seemed insignificant and unimportant. In order to not be a burden to Lin Xian, Linya's priority was to improve her strength. Lin Xian was right. Improving her strength was not only for her, but also for Lin Xian. So now, Linya was working very hard. It was also because of her good luck that she was able to meet a good friend like Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing was very powerful, but at the same time, she was also an ice attribute cultivator, so she would be able to help her even more. Linya was a complete novice who had never cultivated before, but Xiao Runing had been cultivating the ice attribute since childhood. So she had a lot of experience, so she would be able to help Linya obtain more benefits in a shorter time. However, I am still very envious of your special physique. It just so happens that it also corresponds with your ice attribute, allowing your ice attribute power to double. If you cultivate normally, then when you reach my level, your ice attribute power will be twice as strong as mine. Xiao Runing said in an envious tone. This was not something that anyone could meet. She was the woman of destiny. I don't feel that it's as powerful as you say. Linya asked, puzzled. Lin Xian came over at this time and said, Of course it's powerful. Otherwise, why would Qin Xiaotian make a move on you? What are you looking at? Go and cook. Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and said. Lin Xian cried and said, Sob sob sob, I'm actually a nanny now. I'm even being despised. Sigh, I'm so pitiful. At this time, Linging opened the door and yawned. Her hair was flying, and then she walked out. When she walked out, she saw the three of them. She blinked her eyes and then, cough cough. Then she coughed embarrassedly. Miss Xiao, Sister Linya, good morning. Linging walked over while scratching her hair. Little Ying, your hair is flying. Can you pay attention to your image? It's none of your business. Linging rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Lin Xian realized that she was being despised. Sigh, you three women are so powerful. I won't be stubborn with you. I'll go and cook for the three of you. Lin Xian then sighed and went to the kitchen to cook. What kind of blow did he suffer? Linging asked. He's being despised. Xiao Runing smiled. That's great. Linging said with a smile. Linya took out a comb and helped Linging comb her hair. She said, You usually turn around a lot when you sleep. Is it because you don't sleep well? Linging said a little embarrassedly. I don't know. I feel like I sleep very well. Xiao Runing smiled and said, It's because you sleep too well that your hair is flying. Now all the major schools regard you as a goddess. If they knew how you look, I don't know how many suitors would go after you. No, that won't happen. After all, you're still so beautiful. Linging said embarrassedly. Compared to Miss Xiao and Sister Linya, I'm still a far cry. Alright, stop licking. A licking dog will die a horrible death. At some point, Lin Xian came over and whispered to Lin Fan. Linging. Go to hell. Linging threw a pillow at Lin Xian. Lin Xian dodged, and then showed an aggrieved expression. Shouldn't he be the head of the family? Why sob 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 so pitiful? Chapter 544. Lin Xian made breakfast for them, and they all went out after eating. Linging didn't know where he went. and Lin Xian went to play with Miao Xiao Miao. Everyone had gathered in the Gale mercenary group. Lin Xian. Brother Xian. As soon as Lin Xian entered, they all shouted. It was obvious that Lin Xian had a high position in their hearts. Why is everyone here? Lin Xian asked curiously, and then sat next to Miao Xiao Miao. Miao Xiao Miao subconsciously moved to the side, keeping a little distance from Lin Xian. This little girl. Could it be that, because he didn't come to see her for a while, she had a problem with him? Today, even Miao Zhenghao, who was rarely seen, came, so Lin Xian felt that something was wrong. Wang Qianqian brought Lin Xian a cup of coffee and said, "Isn't it because of what happened in Tianhua City recently? Now, the outside world is saying that Tianhua City is about to face a disaster, and the three forces are frantically gathering reinforcements from other cities. Now the reinforcements in Tianhua City are many times more than the original garrison. So people are saying that Tianhua City might not be able to hold on. Isn't there more reinforcements? Why are they panicking when there are so many reinforcements?" Wang Ba smiled helplessly and said, "It's because the more reinforcements there are, the more danger the people feel. If there are demonic beasts attacking the city this time, it will be even more intense, so everyone is panicking. In addition to reinforcements, the three forces are also recruiting mercenaries in the major cities to prepare for battle." "Then, everyone is gathered here for?" Lin Xian asked. Wang Ba said, "It's not a big deal, just that Uncle Miao wants us to leave Tianhua City temporarily and go to other cities. We gathered here to discuss whether we should fight for Tianhua City or retreat to the front lines." Lin Xian looked at Miao Zhenghao. Miao Zhenghao stood up and walked to Lin Xian's side, patted Lin Xian's shoulder, and said earnestly, "Lin Xian, it's not that I'm a coward, but in this era, it's difficult for us humans to stop a large number of demonic beasts attacking the city. The most important thing is that the strong are not united, and I have the same thoughts. Think about it. When millions of demonic beasts attack the city, you guys will instantly be drowned by the demonic beasts. You can kill a lot, but there will always be mistakes, and you will be exhausted. By then, it will be too late even if you want to retreat. No. If everyone had the same thoughts, we humans would have been destroyed. It is precisely because Weirs will be able to encourage more warriors to join the battle." Miao Xiao Miao insisted, "Girl, it's not wrong to fight for humans, but before that, can't you become stronger first?" Miao Xiao Miao looked at Miao Zhenghao angrily and said, "Grandpa, you said that as long as I reached the mysterious heaven realm, I would be able to join the battle. Now that I'm already in the mysterious heaven realm, and it won't be long before I reach the thunder tribulation realm, you want me to become stronger before joining the battle? I don't care." Lin Xian patted Miao Xiao Miao's thin shoulder and said, "Your grandpa is doing this for your own good. I know, but I don't want to be a deserter. I want to fight. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come to Tianhua City from a young age. I want to be closer to the border, and I want to do something." In fact, Lin Xian admired Miao Xiao Miao's way of thinking. It was really rare for a young girl to have such thoughts. That's right, in this era, every warrior, not just the young ones, but even the strong ones and the old ones were selfish. They didn't want to go to the front lines, and only wanted to live a happy life in a place without war. Wouldn't that be great? They weren't the ones dying at the front lines. So what did it have to do with them? If everyone had the same way of thinking as Miao Xiao Miao, then it was obvious that humans couldn't be defeated. Even the demonic beasts wouldn't dare to attack. Everyone had the same way of thinking. One less person wouldn't make any difference to the war. However, if one person had the same thought, then it would be different if 10 million, or even a billion people had the same thought. Fortunately, there were three major forces in this era. If there weren't, then there would be no more. You little girl, you're the only child of our Miao family. Why are you so disobedient? If anything happens to you, what will your grandpa and your parents do? Miao Zhenghao sighed. Miao Zhenghao's thoughts weren't wrong. It was just that the two of them had different perspectives. No, I have the wind attribute. If I can't beat them, I can rely on the wind attribute to escape. Don't you believe me? Miao Xiao Miao insisted. Sigh. Miao Zhenghao sighed, then looked at Lin Xian and said, Little Xian, help me persuade this girl. Lin Xian looked at Miao Jinghao and said, Grandpa Miao, actually, I think Xiao Miao's thoughts are right. I know she's right, but I'm worried about the mysterious heaven realm. In this kind of battle, the demonic beasts will be between the Qi-building realm and the heavenly venerable realm. You said that it's not a problem to encounter a group of Qi-building realm and divine focus realm demonic beasts, but a heavenly venerable realm demonic beast can destroy everything within 1,000 meters. If you encounter such a demonic beast, you won't even have time to run. What will you do then? Not to mention the heavenly venerable realm, even the thunder retribution realm, and the law realm are the same. Although demonic beasts of this level will be dealt with by humans of the same level, the battlefield is so big. Who knows what accidents will happen? Who can guarantee that all the high-level demonic beasts will be dealt with by strong cultivators? Miao Jinghao sighed. Lin Xian looked at Miao Xiaomiao, then looked at Miao Jinghao and said, If there's really no other way, I'll follow Xiaomiao during the battle. If there's any danger, I have the space attribute to protect us. Plus, we won't go too deep into the enemy's territory. With my space attribute, I'll have no problem jumping a few thousand meters. She really wants to fight. Yes, Lin Xian could see that Miao Xiaomiao really wanted to do something for humanity. Otherwise, she would feel terrible. She didn't want to be a deserter. Lin Xian also understood her. Lin Xian was selfish. He even thought that if he didn't have to fight, why would he fight? However, he realized that if he really encountered such a situation and saw demonic beasts attacking humans, for himself, for the love of his life, for the territory of humanity, he would not be able to help but feel a surge of passion and want to fight. It was a good thing that someone was willing to fight personally. There would be danger, but if everyone really thought that way, then humanity would really be hopeless. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Miao Jinghao fell into deep thought. All right, if you can stay by Xiaomiao's side the whole time, and have the space attribute to protect you, then I'll be more at ease. However, you still have to be careful. This time, the demonic beast attack seems a little different. Chapter 545. Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian. This bastard is actually helping me. Then I'll forgive him for not coming to play with me for so many days. Lin Xian nodded. I had a warning about this earlier. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked little Miao to tell everyone not to leave Tianhua City during this period of time. Last night, a friend and I went to a few cities outside Tianhua City to investigate. It was also because of this investigation that I informed Chief Commander Qin. After his investigation, he also confirmed some things. That's why he decided to increase the number of reinforcements. You're still talking about me. Didn't you go out yourself? Aren't you in danger? Hearing Lin Xian's words, Miao Xiaomiao ignored the rest of his words. She only knew that Lin Xian said that it was very dangerous outside, and didn't let her go out. She also believed that it was very dangerous. She was very obedient and didn't go out. However, Lin Xian went out himself. This made Miao Xiaomiao quite angry. Is your own safety not important? Lin Xian awkwardly touched the tip of his nose and said, It's because my friend is very powerful. That's why I dared to go out. Otherwise, how powerful do you think I am? Why would I dare to go out alone at this time? Miao Xiaomiao snorted. This girl is really cute. She has the same personality as Ling Longyue. Xiao Xian, what is the investigation you mentioned? Miao Jinghao frowned and asked. Yes. Brother Xian, is our Tianhua city really going to be gone? Xu Meng also asked. Lin Xian said, It's actually just an anomaly. All the beasts within a few hundred kilometers have suddenly decreased. For example, the beasts in Linfeng City used to have 500,000 beasts. But now there are only 200,000 left. It's not just the city, it's also the forest and all the plains. Under such circumstances, it's very difficult for martial artists to notice this when they go out to kill beasts. All the beasts in the surrounding area have suddenly decreased. This is indeed very bad and abnormal news. Miao Jinghao also had a lot of experience. Could it be that a large number of beasts disappeared and then gathered somewhere to prepare to attack Tianhua City? Wang Ba asked. Lin Xian shook his head. I'm not sure, but there's definitely something going on. The demonic beasts didn't all gather, leaving only half behind to confuse others. And who are they trying to confuse? Of course, it's us humans. Therefore, this must be a surprise attack against us humans. However, we didn't find anything during such a large-scale migration. This is really strange. Moreover, we're not sure where the demonic beasts are. Lin Xian now understood why there were 100,000 demon beasts gathering in Changfeng City that night. It was estimated that they were migrating on a large scale. It was a pity that he didn't see how they migrated. If he saw it, he would be able to find the place where the demon beasts gathered. However, combined with these matters and Xue Qilin's reminder, Lin Xian is certain Tianhua City was in trouble. The good news was that the defense of Tianhua City was very tight. Who knew how many guards had completely surrounded Tianhua City? Every time a city was captured by the demon beasts, it was a huge blow to the human race. Therefore, even if they had to pay a great price, they had to hold on. Well, this is the choice of you kids. But you have to know that there are bound to be casualties in war. Especially in a large-scale war. There will be countless casualties, including you. You have families, you have true love. I hope to see your willingness to contribute to the human race. But I don't want you to be hurt. This is a contradiction. Miao Jinghao said. Understood. Well, think about it yourselves. If you want to fight Lin Xian, please take care of little Miao. This girl has a rather explosive temperament. She's especially easy to anger and lose her mind. I don't. Miao Xiaomiao muttered. Lin Xian nodded with a smile. I know. Well, this old man is going to play cards. I don't know how long I can play. Miao Jinghao then walked out. When Miao Jinghao left, everyone hurriedly gathered around Lin Xian. Brother Xian, what do you think we should do? Wang Xian asked Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, it's very simple. When the time comes, if you want to fight, then fight. If you don't want to fight, then don't fight. If you fight, then be prepared to be killed by the demonic beasts. Lin Xian glanced at them. They had all reached the upper level of the arcane body realm, but there was still a small gap between them and the arcane heaven realm. Wang Ba and Wang Qianqian were both in the upper level of the arcane heaven realm. To be honest, in this kind of battle, no matter how strong you were, you would be in danger. For example, Lin Xian was in the lightning retribution realm. When the time came, the lightning retribution realm would definitely be higher than most of the demonic beasts. When the time came, it might be a massacre, but there would be no end to it. Moreover, who knew when and where a powerful demonic beast would lock onto you, and then suddenly attack you with a demonic skill that would severely injure you? This kind of thing was too common. It had happened too many times in large-scale battles. Not only did you have to pay attention to all the demonic beasts around you, you might even have to pay attention to any demonic beasts that were 100 meters away. Even attacking a demonic beast's area of effect martial skill might hurt you. In short, it was very, very dangerous. Then I'll have to think about it carefully. Wang Xian fell into hesitation. This was a very normal thing. Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian and asked, did you come here just to talk about this? Lin Xian shook his head. No, I mainly came here to see you. The people around them held back their laughter, and then gave each other a look. One by one, they hurried away to a corner to drink coffee. Miao Xiaomiao heard Lin Xian's words, and saw everyone holding back their laughter as they walked away. Her pretty face suddenly turned red. Scram, 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 scram. Stinky hooligan. Miao Xiaomiao muttered. Lin Xian smiled as he sat beside Miao Xiaomiao. Remember, don't leave Tianhua City for the next few days. Also, if a battle really breaks out one day, your first choice is to look for me. Do you hear me? Although Lin Xian admitted that his strength wasn't too strong, he had the advantage of the space attribute. If he couldn't win, he could temporarily take Miao Xiaomiao and run. I know. Why are you even more naggy than my mom? Miao Xiaomiao muttered in disdain. I'm nagging because I care about you. TSK. I don't see you coming to see me every day. Even your phone call was a few days ago. And you say you care about me, hehe. Lin Xian. There's nothing I can do about it. I've been really busy recently. Your man isn't someone who doesn't do his job properly. Ding. Cheating on your own girlfriend. Adonis points plus 100,000. Lin Xian. Alright, it seemed like half of his day was spent fooling around with girls. He admitted it. Chapter 546. Hearing the words your man. Miao Xiaomiao's face turned red. She looked at them nervously to see if they had heard her. Seeing that they didn't have much of a reaction, Miao Xiaomiao breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, I believe you. Can you not say it out loud? Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Go, I hate you so much. Miao Xiaomiao rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Although she said that, she definitely didn't want Lin Xian to leave. Okay, then I'll go. Go. Lin Xian smiled. I'll come see you tomorrow. With that, Lin Xian left. After a few seconds, Miao Xiaomiao looked outside, and then pulled her little head back. Bastard. Seeing that Lin Xian really left, Miao Xiaomiao kept muttering. Too infuriating. He really left. Big bad guy. If I ever say anything to you again, I won't believe you. Miao Xiaomiao was about to pluck the fur out of the little plush toy on her computer. I heard that someone doesn't want to talk to me? A voice suddenly came from behind Miao Xiaomiao. Miao Xiaomiao trembled. It's over. Don't tell me they heard it. Miao Xiaomiao's face was red as she turned her head and pointed at Lin Xian. Didn't you leave? Go. Lin Xian smiled. I suddenly forgot to take something with me. What? You. Go. I don't have anything to do today. I'll take you shopping and eat good food. Then Lin Xian pushed Miao Xiaomiao's back and pushed her out. Hey. Do you think there's something going on between Brother Xian and Sister Miao? Chu Meng was interested and asked curiously. Damn, Chu Meng, what's wrong with you? What do you think is going on? Exactly. Chu Meng said with a smile as he rubbed his hands together. Wang Qianqian said helplessly. What kind of thing is that? What's in your head all day long? Why don't you take a look at how young Kitty is? She's only 14. Although in her heart, she also felt that these two people had some potential. What's wrong with being 14 years old? In ancient times, people got married and had children at the age of 14. Chu Meng said with a smile. That's true. Besides, our sister Miao isn't an ordinary 14-year-old girl. She's much stronger than us. Wang Xian laughed. F***ck. Don't tell me they're really. They seem to be going shopping now. Go shopping alone. Tsk. Wang Ba patted Wang Xian's head and said. What are you thinking about at such a young age? If you're jealous, go find yourself a girlfriend. Wang Xian scratched his head and said helplessly. Uncle Ba, I wanted to, but girls these days are too materialistic. You have to have money. If you have money, you have to have power. If you're weak, your girlfriend will feel embarrassed to bring you out and say that you can't protect her. How infuriating. Not all women are like what you say. Wang Qianqian was unhappy. I'm talking about the majority. On the other hand, Lin Xian felt that he did not have much time to spend with Miao Xiaomiao. Therefore, he spent the entire morning with her, eating, drinking, and having fun. Although it was only the morning, Miao Xiaomiao was very satisfied. In the afternoon, Lin Xian went to the Sky Marshal Court. Lin Xian. Lu Yufan was overjoyed when she saw Lin Xian. Her happiness was beyond words. Then, she ran over with Yi Yi. Arcane Body Realm. Lin Xian looked at the two girls. Both of them had reached Arcane Body Realm 3 stars. It was not bad. Yes. If it weren't for you, I would have reached the Arcane Heaven Realm. Lu Yufan waved her fist cutely. Forget it. Do you think it's that easy to reach the Arcane Heaven Realm? How's your and Yi's combat strength now? Lu Yufan said. It's improved a lot. Do you want to spar with me? I'll team up with Yi. Now that my wood attribute and Yi's water attribute work together, our combat strength is very strong. Moreover, we have a very strong tacit understanding. Yi nodded. Yes. I suddenly realized that the combination of the water and wood attributes can produce a lot of wonderful changes, especially in terms of control. Both attributes are pretty good. The chain of control when combined is quite powerful. Lin Xian said. Let's not spar today. I'll take you out to play. Wow. Really? Lu Yufan blinked her big eyes and asked happily. Yi Yi was also looking forward to it. Yes, I'll take you out to play. You haven't played in a long time. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Lu Yufan mumbled, You know that too. Yes, Lin Xian usually did not look for them to chat. At most, he would chat a little online. Sometimes he would not even look for them for a few days. Basically, it was the girls who took the initiative to look for Lin Xian. How could you let the girls look for you every day when you were in a relationship? Lin Xian was like that. Therefore they felt wronged. But when they thought about it, they let it go. Therefore, when they heard that Lin Xian wanted to take them out to play, they were really happy. Let's go. Then, under the envious gazes of the crowd, Lin Xian led the two beauties of Tianhua Academy out of the academy. There was nothing much to do today, so Lin Xian planned to appease his little girlfriends. Otherwise, it would really be inexcusable. In the afternoon, he accompanied the two girls. Although Yi Yi was not Lin Xian's girlfriend, she might be in the future. Then, at around 6 o'clock, Lin Xian went to Wang Xintong's house again and made her a loving dinner. Then, he kissed her in the room for a long time before letting her go. He felt like he could push her down, but Lin Xian did not want to do that for now. Phew. After Lin Xian left, he let out a long sigh of relief. Damn it. So tiring. A day had passed just like that. He had accompanied 3 groups of girlfriends. Wow. So blue and skinny. It was really not a good thing to have too many girlfriends. If I could bring them out to go shopping or something, and do all 3 groups at once, wouldn't that save a lot of time? Lin Xian thought happily in his heart. But this was something that was difficult to achieve at the moment. Think about it. In order to achieve this, there had to be a prerequisite, and that was for them to get along well. Getting along well was easy, but they had to know that they were both Lin Xian's girlfriends before getting along well. Only then could it be achieved. But could it be achieved? Dream on. It was too difficult. Lin Xian shook his head secretly. But he was already very lucky. Taking out his phone, Lin Xian opened Ling Ying's friends list and silently asked her what she was doing. Lin Xian had to win her over, and he felt that it was about time. The only thing missing was that Ling Ying was not by his side. When Lin Xian saw Ling Ying's reply that she was shopping with Lin Ya and Xiao Runing, the corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up. Chapter 547. Ling Ying, Lin Ya and Xiao Runing were shopping. Did that mean he could ask Han Chuxue out alone? Wahahaha. He was excited. Then Lin Xian contacted Han Chuxue. Little Chuxue, what are you doing? Grinning. Lin Xian sent an emoji. Watching TV. Han Chuxue replied almost instantly. Don't watch TV. Come out and watch a movie. There's a new movie coming out today. Han Chuxue paused on the sofa, and then quickly stood up. Holding the phone in her hand, she hurriedly asked, What time? Now. Half an hour later, Han Chuxue walked out wearing a pure white woolen coat. The wind was a bit strong tonight, and her hair danced in the wind. It was also very cold tonight. After all, it was already late autumn. At night, people had to wear thick sweaters or something. Han Chuxue's hands were in the pockets of her white coat. The wind blew her out. Hi, little Chuxue. Lin Xian greeted Han Chuxue. Han Chuxue's pretty face was slightly red. Because they were out alone again, it was already very ambiguous. Although they were disturbed the previous 2 times, she was still not used to it. It was mainly because she was not used to this kind of ambiguity. Are you cold? Lin Xian walked over and asked. Han Chuxue shook her head. No. I'm just used to putting my hands in the pockets when wearing a coat. I have to say, you're beautiful no matter what you wear. Lin Xian exclaimed in admiration. This praise made Han Chuxue's little face turn red again. Fortunately, it was dark here, so he couldn't see clearly. That's true. You're originally of the ice attribute. Your ability to resist the cold is much stronger than mine. You're definitely not as cold as me. Lin Xian laughed. Are you cold? Why are you still wearing such thin clothes in late autumn? Han Chuxue asked worriedly. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, it's a bit cold. I forgot to change my clothes. But it's okay. I'm a man, I can stand it. It's just that my hands are a bit cold. Wait, I'll go home and get you some heating pads. Lin Xian smiled and shook his head. No need. Let's go and watch a movie. Can you warm me up? Lin Xian said with a smirk. How do you warm it? Han Shushua asked doubtfully. Give me your hand. Han Shushua then obediently extended her hand, and Lin Xian held both of her hands. Ding. Han Shushua's shyness has been detected. Adonis points plus 100,000. Han Shushua blushed again. You're warming your hands like this? Lin Xian said with a smile. Han Shushua. Acting like a hooligan was definitely a good thing for girls who liked you. For example, right now you could only see that Han Shushua was shy, but she wasn't angry. However, these small hands were really soft. They were not inferior to Ling Ying's at all. They were slender, delicate, and boneless. Are you done? After a few seconds, Han Shushua asked tremblingly. Lin Xian said with a smile. No, that's it. Keep warming my hands like this. We'll talk about it when it's warm. Then Lin Xian held Han Shushua's hand, and the two walked forward hand in hand. Trick. He held Han Shushua's hand just like that. It was definitely a trick. Han Shushua was speechless the whole way. She was completely shy. There might have been some intimate actions in the past, but that was just for Zhao Nanfeng to see. But now, it was completely different. It was as if the fake had become real. Originally, the movie theater was 2 to 3 kilometers away from them. Generally speaking, it would be best to simply take a taxi. However, Lin Xian couldn't bear to take a taxi. He really couldn't bear to take a taxi and let go of her hand. Then the two walked hand in hand to the movie theater. At this moment, Zhao Nanfeng was walking out of a hotel with a beautiful girl in his arms. Then, he saw the two figures in front of him. At first, it was difficult to recognize them just by looking at their backs. However, he recognized the shirt. He recognized Lin Xian's shirt. When they first met, Lin Xian was also wearing this shirt. Then the other girl was Han Shushua. Zhao Nanfeng's eyes narrowed. F***ck. Why? Why? He turned his head and looked at the beauty in his arms, and then pushed her away. She was indeed very beautiful, but the gap between her and Han Shushua and Ling Ying was still too big. Why? Why was he, the young master of the Zhao family, playing with this kind of woman, while an ant from a third-tier city, could play with the dream lover of everyone in Tiandu? Lin Xian, I'll let you show off again. Right now, there are already people on the way from Tiandu. I want to see how many more days you can jump around. Zhao Nanfeng's face was gloomy. Lin Xian, Han Shushua said. What? Your hand is sweaty, Han Shushua said in a low voice. Ah. Lin Xian then let go of Han Shushua and awkwardly wiped his hand. It's normal, it's normal. This proves that you still give me a lot of warmth, Lin Xian said with a smile. Han Shushua was a bit shy and couldn't say anything. The two of them arrived at the movie theater, chose their seats, and then quietly waited for the movie to start. When the movie started, they quietly watched the movie. However, Lin Xian's hand was not obedient. It slowly moved towards Han Shushua and touched her hand. Han Shushua suddenly trembled, and then her hand was held by Lin Xian. At that moment, Han Shushua's mind went blank. If they were acting together, she didn't think much of it. But now they weren't acting. Now they were alone. This Lin Xian, he couldn't be. Han Shushua didn't know what to feel right now. On the other hand, the system prompt in Lin Xian's mind was crazily exploding. Apprehension, nervousness, excitement, and fear. She had been confessed to too many times by boys, and was completely indifferent. But now, it was completely different. She had never felt like this before. They quietly held each other's hand for 5 minutes. At first, Han Shushua's first reaction was to pull her hand away. But since Lin Xian held her hand, she tried and gave up. Come closer, it's more comfortable to look at like this, Lin Xian then said to Han Shushua. Han Shushua was stunned. Then, her body was pulled over by Lin Xian, and leaned into his embrace. Lin Xian even reached out and hugged her. Oh my God. She was completely stunned. Other than acting, when had she ever been like this? Lin Xian, on the other hand, was very happy. The previous acting had paved the way for this time, because they had been so intimate before. Although it was different this time. After the first time, Han Shushua was able to withstand it a little bit. At first she was still not used to it. However, Lin Xian didn't do anything. He really just hugged her like this, and let her lean on him while watching the movie. Gradually, she got used to it, and then focused on watching the movie. Lin Xian was definitely going to make his move tonight. The timing was right. If he didn't make his move, then it would be useless. Chapter 548. The movie was still going on. Lin Xian was still holding Han Chushua's soft little hand. Of course, he didn't dare to be more arrogant, such as touching other places, but this was enough. Han Chushua was not used to it at the beginning, but now she was slowly getting used to it. Perhaps it needed a process. Lin Xian chose the seat at the back. What was the benefit of sitting at the back? It could do some naughty things in the dark environment. This was a very simple trick, and the girls all understood it. As long as they saw that the boy chose the last seat, they knew what he was going to do. Although Han Chushua had never watched a movie with a boy before, she still understood this simple common sense. Her heart was still nervous, uneasy, and even expectant. Lin Xian also wanted to do something, but he didn't dare. After all, although he knew that Han Chushua liked him and could control himself, this girl was still cold. Moreover, they didn't have a confirmed relationship, so he didn't dare to do it. Should I confess now? Lin Xian hugged Han Chushua with one hand and rubbed his chin with the other as he pondered. Would it work? It should work, right? Now that Han Chushua was hugging him and holding her little hand, it already explained her feelings. And that's right. Then I'll confess. Little Chushua. Lin Xian shouted, but there was no reply. Little Chushua. Lin Xian raised his voice. Ah! Han Chushua came back to her senses, and then walked out of Lin Xian's arms. Then, she hurriedly tidied up the messy hair on her forehead. Lin Xian then held her hands. Han Chushua was stunned, and then looked up at Lin Xian. What was he doing? That, actually, I've liked you since a long time ago. You're so beautiful, so elegant, so nice, so hardworking. I know your family background is good, but I'll work hard too. Work hard, so that I can be worthy of you. Can you be my girlfriend? At that moment, Han Chushua's mind really went blank. He confessed. He really confessed. What to do? What to do? A slap? Bah! How could he have slapped him? What about that kick? Pay. Then what should he do? She was looking forward to such a scene, but when it came to this, she didn't know what to do. Little Chushua! Chushua! Lin Xian shouted twice. Ah! Han Chushua came back to her senses. You agreed. Lin Xian smiled and said. Han Chushua. When did she say that she agreed? Could it be that I nodded when I was in a daze? It couldn't be, right? Han Chushua was in a daze again. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up. Then he pushed her little head towards him. Ugh! Ding! Prince Charming points plus 1 million. Han Chushua's beautiful eyes widened. Lin Xian. Lin Xian actually, 5 minutes later, Lin Xian finally let go of Han Chushua. Her little face was already so red that she couldn't speak. First kiss. Gone. And it was only for 5 minutes, God. Lin Xian licked his lips, and then smiled as he pulled Han Chushua's little hand and said, Then you are now my real girlfriend. Han Chushua's head was in a daze, and then she made a sound. Lin Xian grinned. Ding. Congratulations on successfully pursuing Han Chushua. Prince Charming points plus 1 million. Ding. Congratulations on obtaining a 5th girlfriend. Prince Charming points plus 10,000. Ding. Because you are dating 5 girls. Prince Charming points plus 5 million. Ding. Your current title has been promoted to Intermediate Prince Charming. Ding. The system rewards the host with all purchases in the second store X1. Heavenly Star Fruit X1. Attribute Increase Potion X1. Obedient Spray X1. Ding. You can increase the target's strength by 2 stars. Confirm? Lin Xian. It will automatically increase after 2 hours. Lin Xian grinned. All of a sudden, another 25 million Prince Charming points entered his account. It was simply too satisfying. Now it was already 50 million. And there was even a Heavenly Star Fruit as a reward. When the time comes, he would save 18 million to buy the Heavenly Star Fruit for Ling Ying. But this obedient spray, Forget about it. This kind of thing was too wretched, too wretched. Han Shushua felt that it was inexplicable. She was inexplicably raped by Lin Xian for a few minutes, and then inexplicably agreed to become Lin Xian's girlfriend. This, now that the relationship was confirmed, Lin Xian also temporarily let out a sigh of relief. Next, he had sex with Han Shushua, and then with Ling Ying. God, who could withstand this? But now, Lin Xian hugged Han Shushua without any psychological burden, because this was his girlfriend. One of his girlfriends. Damn it. Now there were already 5 of them. Lin Xian didn't know how he survived until now. That, Han Shushua said. What? My dear little Shushua. Lin Xian couldn't help but kiss Han Shushua's pretty face. Han Shushua. It's over, it's over, it's over. Won't I be bullied to death in the future? That's. Don't tell Ling Ying first. Lin Xian laughed in his heart. This pair of best friends was really interesting. No, weren't Lu Yufan and Yi Yi the same? Why don't you tell Ling Ying? Aren't you best friends? Shouldn't you share your boyfriend with her as soon as possible? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Because I don't want to for the time being. Moreover, you're living with her now. And there's also Sister Linya. If she knows, it might be a little inconvenient. Then can't you say that you'll let me and my little fairy live in your house? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Han Shushua shook her head. Forget it. Ling Ying and Sister Lin, you have a good relationship. She also likes you living together. Then why don't you want to tell Ling Ying? Han Shushua fell into hesitation. Why didn't she want to tell Ling Ying? A girl's mind was delicate. Of course, she could see that Ling Ying and Lin Xian might have some special feelings for each other. But she was the one who got there first, so she didn't know how to tell Ling Ying. Okay, I understand. Lin Xian smiled and pinched her pink cheeks. Even if Ling Ying didn't say it, Lin Xian definitely wouldn't tell Ling Ying. Unless he was looking for death. Although Ling Ying told him that it was fine for him to pursue Han Shushua. Girls were the best at saying the opposite. If he told her, who could stand it? At that time, he wouldn't even be able to get on the bed. However, there was no doubt that Ling Ying was so magnanimous that even Lin Xian admired her. He couldn't understand her. No, to be more precise, everyone around him was actually very magnanimous. Who knew where he got his dog's hit luck from? Han Shushua's pretty face turned red. Let's watch a movie. After the movie, we'll go eat supper, and then go to the hotel or your house. How about that? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Chapter 549. Han Shushua stared at Lin Xian in a daze. Why are we going to the hotel? Of course, she knew why they were going to the hotel. But she didn't know what to do. Could it be that after a boy and a girl fell in love, and confirmed their relationship, they would go straight to the hotel? Han Shushua didn't know. It shouldn't be that fast, right? Both parties had to agree, right? They had to spend some time together, right? Han Shushua didn't know. She had never been in a relationship before. She only knew that boys and girls would do that. So should she go? She didn't know. She even wanted to ask Ling Ying what to do. Go to the hotel to play cards and games. Han Shushua glanced at Lin Xian. Okay, I'm just kidding. Lin Xian laughed. How could he sleep with Han Shushua like this? He didn't have the ability to do so. Han Shushua froze for a moment. To be honest, if Lin Xian insisted, she really didn't know how to refuse. Lin Xian could really trick her into going to the hotel. As for whether they could do anything after going there, it was hard to say. The movie soon ended. Lin Xian held Han Shushua's hand, swaying back and forth, and walked sweetly on the night street. Han Shushua also felt that this feeling was really comfortable. Was this what falling in love felt like? Walking hand in hand with the boy she liked on the street, even if they didn't chat or talk, she would feel very happy. In the past, she never envied those couples walking hand in hand on the streets. She didn't envy them at all. She didn't know when it started, but she started to look forward to it. Maybe it was when she really fell in love with someone. Then she would have this kind of fantasy. But now, didn't her fantasy come true? Little Shushua, are you free tomorrow? I'll take you out to play. Lin Xian asked with a smile. Han Shushua nodded slightly. Where do you want to go? Lin Xian asked with a smile. I don't know. Han Shushua shook her head. Where do I want to go? She really didn't know where to go. She basically didn't go out to play since she was a child. She knew about amusement parks and online games, but she wasn't familiar with them. As far as she could remember, she had undergone all sorts of training since she was young. Then, she would go to the demonic beast domain to fight. Gradually, she got used to this lifestyle. Perhaps to her, her way of entertainment was to go out with Ling Ying, eat and drink, or stay at home, curl up on the sofa, turn off the lights and eat snacks while watching TV. I'll take you to the amusement park tomorrow, Lin Xian said. Why do we go to the amusement park? Han Chuxue. You don't want to go? Han Chuxue shook her head. No, I just don't think I'm a kid anymore. Lin Xian smiled and said, You can go even if you're not a child. Have fun tomorrow. I see that you've been suppressing yourself too much and don't come out to play much. It's a habit that you've developed over the years. Now, I have to nurture you into a mindset where you want to go out to play other than going out to train. Han Chuxue. That's called not doing your job. So you're saying that I don't do my job every day? Lin Xian then slapped Han Chuxue's butt, causing her face to turn red. No, I don't mean that. Han Chuxue quickly muttered. She knew that she would be bullied to death by Lin Xian. The main thing was, the less a girl was in a relationship, the more cautious she would be, and the easier she would be bullied. Han Chuxue was like this, easy to bully. Girls like her were cold and aloof. The most difficult thing was to pursue her, not to have sex with her. When you succeed in your pursuit, congratulations, you will have everything she has. This was her personality. Either she couldn't accept it, or she would accept it all and give it all to herself. Ling Wangshui was the same. Lin Xian had already done the most difficult part. Alright, this is for you. Lin Xian handed the attribute increasing potion to Han Chuxue as a reward. This is attribute increasing potion. What's the purity of your ice attribute? Lin Xian asked. 80-something. If your luck isn't too bad, you should be able to reach 100%. Give it a try. Han Chuxue's mouth opened slightly as she looked at the potion in her hand. Of course, she had heard of it. Moreover, Lin Xian had even given her a heavenly star fruit. There were too many amazing things that she had never heard of before that had happened to Lin Xian. Can I? Why not? Just treat it as my first small gift to you. Hurry and use it. Han Chuxue nodded and injected the potion into her arm without hesitation. A cold energy burst out from Han Chuxue's body. Many passers-by hurriedly moved away and looked at the situation from afar. 10 seconds later, Han Chuxue opened her beautiful eyes, which flashed with surprise. How is it? 100%. Han Chuxue said in disbelief. Lin Xian smiled and said, Is there any special improvement when the ice attribute reaches 100%? The dark attribute can even conceal itself during the day. Han Chuxue said, The increase in the ice attribute is only in controlling the strength of the cold energy. However, this increase is huge. It can increase my battle strength by more than 30%. 30% didn't seem very high. However, even if it was only 10%, it was still an extremely high level of existence. This was cultivation. Moreover, if it was 30% now, what would happen when Han Chuxue reached the lightning tribulation realm, the law realm, or even higher realms? At that time, 30% would be extremely heaven-defying. Thank you. Han Chuxue was very grateful and somewhat embarrassed as she whispered to Lin Xian. What's the relationship between the two of us? You're still saying thank you to me? Isn't that pulling us apart? Lin Xian said with a smile. Han Chuxue's small face slightly reddened. Was this what it meant to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Didn't they need to say thank you to each other? It seemed pretty good. Then Lin Xian looked at the time and said, Why don't we make a bet? Bet on what? Han Chuxue nodded slightly and looked at Lin Xian with a puzzled expression. To outsiders, she was too lazy to say a word and was incomparably cold. Even when she was with Ling Ying, she was like this. However, when it came to Lin Xian, she didn't have that cold temperament at all. She was just a little girl. She was curious about every word Lin Xian said and wanted to listen carefully. She would have a bigger reaction to every action Lin Xian made. I bet that your realm will increase by 2 stars in a while. Do you believe me? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Han Chushua shook her head. Impossible. Firstly, I didn't kill any demonic beasts. Secondly, I didn't eat the heavenly star fruit you gave me before. How could my realm increase by 2 stars for no reason? Chapter 550. She was now at Mysterious Heaven Realm 6 stars. She had indeed wasted too much time farming, and Lin Xian wouldn't let her go out. So she was stuck at this realm. She was also quite anxious, but she chose to listen to Lin Xian. But Lin Xian told her that she didn't need to do anything right now, and her cultivation level would increase by 2 stars. How was that possible? It was common knowledge that martial artists needed to kill demonic beasts to increase their cultivation level. The Godchild system would obtain experience points from killing demonic beasts, and only then would the martial artist's strength and cultivation level be replenished. She was already very surprised when Lin Xian gave her the heavenly star fruit to directly increase her cultivation level after consuming it. Now Lin Xian told her that she could increase her cultivation level without doing anything. Could it be the medicine just now? Impossible. She had heard of this medicine before. Ling Ying had also used it before, but it didn't increase her realm at all. It must be a conspiracy. There must be a conspiracy. Han Chushua glanced at Lin Xian, who she had played the bad guy card with, and then shook her head. I don't believe it. Lin Xian smiled. Then do you want to bet? What kind of bet? Han Chushua asked. Lin Xian said, I don't do anything, and I won't give you anything to eat or do anything. In 10 minutes, your realm will mysteriously increase by 2 stars. Do you want to bet? Bet. Han Chushua wouldn't back down. Lin Xian was definitely lying to her on purpose. He had tricked her into a daze in order to achieve some unknown goal. Or rather, they were now boyfriend and girlfriend. If he succeeded in tricking her this time, he would definitely use other ways to trick her in the future. Therefore, she couldn't fall for it. Since she knew it was impossible, she would take the risk. She, Han Chushua, was never afraid. Then what are we betting? Han Chushua asked. Lin Xian pondered for a moment and made a panicked expression. He wanted Han Chushua to think that she would definitely win, and that Lin Xian was deliberately saying that. Obviously, a girl in love had a negative IQ. She had been fooled. She saw Lin Xian's slight change in expression and knew that she would definitely win. Then, Lin Xian looked at Han Chushua and said, I win. I'll sleep with you tonight. Han Chushua, it's not like you haven't slept with me before. Lin Xian added. Han Chushua's pretty face slightly reddened. She thought that she would definitely win. Lin Xian must have used this kind of bad bet to scare her and worry her, so that she wouldn't bet. Thinking of this, Han Chushua smiled. She wasn't that stupid. Fine. Lin Xian's mouth wide open. Big sister, you agree? Because you lose. Han Chushua's tone had a hint of playfulness. Then if you lose, you have to promise me 3 things. Things that are within your power. Lin Xian looked hesitant. Han Chushua saw Lin Xian's hesitant look and laughed in her heart. He was tricking her. Humph. She would definitely win. This. You don't dare to bet? Han Chushua said somewhat proudly. Lin Xian clenched his teeth and looked like he was having a hard time making a decision. Fine, let's bet. I want to declare my sovereignty as your man. Han Chushua laughed in her heart. Especially when she saw Lin Xian's expression. She knew that she would definitely win. She didn't do anything, and her cultivation level increased by 2 stars in 10 minutes. If there was such a thing in this world, she would rather be slapped by this bad guy Lin Xian. If Lin Xian gave her something to eat, she would still be worried. But if he didn't eat anything and didn't do anything, why should she be worried? This was equivalent to increasing one's cultivation level for no reason. It was equivalent to not doing anything at home, but eating and sleeping every day. Then Huaqing Academy sent her an acceptance letter. This was impossible. Lin Xian's heart was laughing even more happily than Han Chushua's at this moment. Didn't they say that Han Chushua was very smart? How could he be so stupid? She believed him just because he casually pretended to be smart. Could it be that all women in love had negative IQ? That couldn't be right. Ling Ying was quite smart. Why did Han Chushua's IQ drop so much? At this moment, Han Chushua felt like she was walking on air because she felt that she was going to win. After winning, she had 3 conditions. The first was for Lin Xian to cook for her for a month and massage her shoulders, just like Ling Ying did previously. As for the second one, it would be too easy for him to spend more time playing with him. As for the third condition, she would think about it in the future. Anyway, she was definitely going to win. The two of them held hands and chatted as they strolled on the street. The weather was a bit cold, but their hearts were warm. Lin Xian looked at the time again. 10 minutes were almost up. You'll lose in the last minute. Han Chushua saw Lin Xian look at the time, and then silently said, I know. Then are you going to admit defeat? Han Chushua asked. Lin Xian's lips curled up. 10, 9, 8. Han Chushua. What was he doing? What are you doing? Han Chushua asked in confusion. Lin Xian didn't answer her, and continued counting down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pa. Lin Xian snapped his fingers. Then Han Chushua's aura rose. Han Chushua. Ding. Your level has increased to Mysterious Heaven Realm 7 stars. Ding. Your level has increased to Mysterious Heaven Realm 8 stars. Han Chushua. Increasing one's realm should be a happy thing. Even if she didn't do anything, it should be a happy thing to increase her realm by 2 stars. But why couldn't she be happy? Ha ha ha. Lin Xian saw Han Chushua's somewhat confused expression and laughed happily. How is this possible? Han Chushua whispered. Wait, this Lin Xian. Those expressions before were all fake? Wow. People's hearts are sinister. Men. Wow. Isn't this too terrifying? But it was also because she felt that it was impossible that she agreed. However, Han Chushua really couldn't understand why this was happening. Why, she probably couldn't figure out that Lin Xian completed her mission, and that Adonis' system could forcefully increase her realm. How did you do it? Han Chushua looked at Lin Xian with a shocked expression. This is a secret. Lin Xian grinned. You only need to know that you lost the bet. And now, I need to go home with you, take a nice bath, and then hee. Han Chushua's heart thumped. It seems like it's over. You won't go back on your word, right? Lin Xian looked at Han Chushua and said. In Lin Xian's understanding, girls like Han Chushua disdain being shameless the most. Of course not. But you can't do anything. Han Chushua reminded with a red face. Lin Xian nodded repeatedly. Han Chushua heaved a sigh of relief. God, wasn't his IQ dropping too much? She lured the wolf into her room, and even into her bed. And she still believed that this wolf wouldn't do anything? Lin Xian felt that tonight, he might be able to achieve something. Chapter 551. Click. Han Chushua opened the door of the villa, and Lin Xian walked in happily. As a delicate beauty, Han Chushua's house was of course very beautiful. It was just that it was too big, and she was the only one living there. So Han Chushua didn't dress up too much. But it was definitely warm and clean. Han Chushua's heart was filled with apprehension. What should I do? Shameless? No way. This wasn't her character. But, with Lin Xian, she couldn't do it no matter how much she thought about it. Although she was indeed Lin Xian's girlfriend now, and there was nothing wrong with that. How could they have sex on the first day of their relationship? Did other couples have to be like this on the first day of their relationship? Han Chushua didn't understand. She didn't have many friends to begin with, and she had never cared about such matters. So she didn't quite understand if this was something a girlfriend should do. She had only watched a lot of TV dramas, and the male and female leads in those dramas would take at least half a season, or even until the finale, right? Could it be that reality and TV were completely different? She didn't understand either. Anyway, she was feeling very anxious right now. She needed someone who knew about this to ask her. However, her friend was Ling Ying. Ling Ying was also an old white man who had never been in a relationship before. But this was because of their bet, and she lost the bet. If there wasn't this bet, and she didn't lose the bet, they would still have sex. At most, she would have been kissed by Lin Xian, the bad guy. Yes. It wasn't like they had to do anything shameful. It was just purely fulfilling the terms of the bet. They wouldn't do anything else. Each of them would have their own bed and blanket, and each of them would have their own privacy. Anyway, it wasn't the first time. Thinking of this, Han Chushua let out a sigh of relief, and her blushing face became slightly normal. Chushua's wife, what are you thinking about? Why are you in a daze? Lin Xian waved his hand in front of Han Chushua's face. Just as she was about to return to her normal emotions and face, because of the way Lin Xian addressed her, she blushed again. No, nothing. Han Chushua stuttered and said hurriedly, your face is so red. Do you have a fever? Lin Xian pretended to reach out and touch Han Chushua's forehead. Han Chushua quickly turned her face to the side and said, it's freezing. Lin Xian stifled a laugh in his heart. This girl had said that she was of the ice attribute and wasn't afraid of the cold, but it was true, let alone 7 or 8 degrees. Even if it was 20 degrees below zero, she wouldn't be frozen. Not to mention her. Any normal profound heaven realm cultivator wouldn't be frozen by 10 degrees below zero, let alone her who was of the ice attribute. But now he was saying that he was cold cute, so cute. She was much cuter than Ling Ying. If this was Ling Ying, she would have already kicked him. Especially when an ice beauty was shy, she was the most charming. I'll go get you some water. After saying that, Han Chushua quickly ran away. Lin Xian happily leaned on the sofa. What should he do tonight? Han Chushua's face was red as she poured a cup of warm water for Lin Xian and handed it to him. Is it hot? Lin Xian asked. Han Chushua shook her head. It's warm. That's only because your hand feels warm. Your hand is much thicker than your mouth, even if it's a little fairy. So you have to taste it to tell whether it's hot or not. Lin Xian started to bluff. Oh. Han Chushua believed Lin Xian's words, and then foolishly took a sip. It's not hot, Han Chushua said softly. Then, Lin Xian took the water from her hand and drank it in one gulp. Han Chushua. Wait, she seemed to have just drunk it, and then Lin Xian drank it. He. Han Chushua patted her little face. Heavens! How could she be so stupid now? Shouldn't she have realized this earlier? Well, it's sweeter than normal warm water. Lin Xian grinned. Han Chushua. I'm going to take a shower. After saying that, Han Chushua ran upstairs as if she was escaping. Lin Xian stretched his back and strolled around the room. Then, he grabbed a bottle of premium red wine from the wine cabinet in the living room and carried 2 wine glasses upstairs. Click, he turned the doorknob and locked it. Tsk. I'll go in sooner or later. You're so shy that you locked it. But it's useless. Lin Xian then released the space attribute and directly jumped into the room. Then he sat on the sofa and drank wine. After about 20 minutes, Han Chushua walked out of the bathroom and saw Lin Xian as soon as she opened the door of the bathroom. She was completely stunned. She turned her head and looked around. This was her room, right? She remembered that she locked it. Thinking about it, it made sense. Lin Xian had the spatial attribute, so he could do it. You're done? Then I'll go take a shower and drink some wine. Lin Xian handed a glass of wine to Han Chushua. No. Han Chushua shook her head slightly. She was afraid that she wouldn't be able to sleep after drinking. Drinking a little will help you sleep better. After saying that, Lin Xian walked into the bedroom. When Lin Xian walked out, Han Chushua had already prepared 2 beds. She even used 2 beds to separate them, creating a natural barrier. She was wrapped up, leaning against the bed and reading a book. You. Han Chushua suddenly saw that Lin Xian wasn't wearing panties, and her pretty face suddenly turned red. I'm not doing panties. Lin Xian shrugged and said straightforwardly. Then he walked to the other side. Let's go to sleep. Han Chushua quickly turned off the light. Okay, then let's sleep. Lin Xian grinned. When Han Chushua laid down, she suddenly realized that where did the 2 beds in the middle go? Wait a minute, what's with this show? Ugh. Ding successfully knocked down Han Chushua. Prince Charming points plus 300,000 0. Ding successfully knocked down the 3rd big sister. Prince Charming points plus 1,000. Ding. Do you want to raise Han Chushua's cultivation by 2 stars as compensation? Ding. Do Do you think you're worthy of the other big sisters? The system sent over a soul interrogation. Lin Xian wasn't in the mood to answer it right now. He was doing business, but he was thinking in his heart, worthy? Does a system like you have the right to ask this question? The next afternoon, Lin Xian opened his eyes. Then, he turned his head and looked at the little cutie in his arms. It was much smoother than he imagined. Of course, Han Chuxue refused last night, but Lin Xian practically forced himself on her. Later, she completely gave up, and then she didn't get it. Han Chuxue slept very deeply. Lin Xian didn't know what to do when she woke up. Chapter 552. Lin Xian stayed at Han Chuxue's house the whole time. From the night they finished watching the movie until the morning of the third day. After they were done with each other last night, Lin Xian got up again and cooked a big meal for Han Chuxue. Only then did Han Chuxue calm down a little. What was the source of her unhappiness? It was because he promised to cook for her. But he didn't cook for her before he bullied her. However, she was easily satisfied. After Lin Xian cooked for her, nothing happened. In the morning, Lin Xian looked at Chuxue in his arms and couldn't help but smile. Han Chuxue woke up a long time ago and had been looking at Lin Xian. When she saw Lin Xian suddenly open his eyes, she quickly closed them. However, her long and trembling eyelashes betrayed her. Lin Xian smiled and said, "Aya, I feel so refreshed in the morning. I have an endless amount of energy in my body. Let me think, where should I use this energy?" "Don't." Hearing Lin Xian's words, Han Chuxue couldn't stay calm. "Hehe, you're awake." Lin Xian then kissed her, and Han Chuxue rolled her eyes at him. "Today, I'm going shopping with Ling Ying. You can go." Han Chuxue said. Lin Xian. Hey, you're letting me go after King me? Han Chuxue. "No. Your family isn't coming today." Han Chuxue said. "They'll probably arrive in the afternoon." "Okay, I'll come then." Han Chuxue shrank back and nodded slightly. Suddenly she realized something. Her cultivation had reached the 10-star profound heaven stage. When she made the bet with Lin Xian, she was at mysterious heaven realm 6 stars. Then she inexplicably increased by 2 stars. Why did she suddenly increase by 2 stars? My realm increased by 2 stars. Han Chuxue stared at Lin Xian in a daze. Lin Xian smirked. "Is that so? Congratulations." "No. Why did my cultivation level increase for no reason? What did you do?" Han Chuxue asked Lin Xian in surprise. She had no idea how she had managed to raise her cultivation realm in the previous bet. But now, she had raised it once more. The first time was when Lin Xian successfully confessed to her, and was rewarded with a 2-star upgrade. The second time was when Lin Xian pushed her down in an extremely short amount of time. So the system rewarded her again. Naturally, Lin Xian also used it on her. "What did you do?" Lin Xian smirked, then whispered in Han Chuxue's ear. "What did I do to you in the past 2 days? Don't you remember?" Han Chuxue. Her pretty face was completely red. "Go away. You actually want me to leave? You've changed. Tell me, what's the reason?" Han Chuxue was really curious. She never knew that there was such a thing. "There's a method called double masturbation, do you know?" Han Chuxue. Why didn't she believe it? But how could she explain it? "Oh right." Lin Xian took out the heavenly star fruit. This was also the extra heavenly star fruit that Han Chuxue received from the mission reward. Han Chuxue happened to be at the mystic heaven realm, so this heavenly star fruit could directly allow her to advance to the lightning tribulation realm. Han Chuxue naturally recognized this fruit. It was the fruit that allowed her to directly advance to the mystic heaven realm. You can advance to the lightning tribulation realm after eating the heavenly star fruit, Lin Xian said. "I can still advance to the lightning tribulation realm?" Han Chuxue's little mouth opened slightly. Lin Xian nodded. "Even if you advance from the lightning tribulation realm to the law realm, this fruit can directly allow you to skip this major realm. However, it's useless if you advance from the law realm to the domain realm." "So powerful," Han Chuxue exclaimed. Even if they advanced from the lightning tribulation realm to the law realm, this fruit could allow them to skip that major realm. It was really powerful. Lin Xian nodded. That's why you should eat first. It's very precious, right? Han Shushua held the heavenly star fruit and looked at Lin Xian hesitantly. She knew that this heavenly star fruit must be incomparably precious just by hearing about its effects. Lin Xian smiled and said, "As long as it's for you, I'm willing to give it to you no matter how precious it is." Han Shushua blushed. To be honest, this wasn't a romantic remark, but it was very effective on Han Shushua. To be precise, it was effective on any girl whose IQ was reduced to a negative number when in love. Hurry up and eat it. After eating it, you'll be in the lightning tribulation realm. Your realm is even higher than Ling Ying's. Han Shushua didn't argue anymore and ate the heavenly star fruit. A burst of power erupted from Han Shushua's delicate body, and the curtains danced. Ding! Your realm has advanced to the lightning tribulation realm. Han Shushua was pleasantly surprised. Lightning tribulation realm. She was only in the mystic heaven realm 6 stars not long ago, and hadn't killed a single monster. Now she was in the lightning tribulation realm. She wasn't too excited, but she was pleasantly surprised. All right, now you've left Ling Ying behind. Lin Xian smiled and said, "When the time comes, she'll wonder if I went to the demonic beast domain." Han Shushua said, "If you want to say it, then say it honestly. She also knows about this matter. She has also advanced by 2 stars before, so she won't be too surprised." Lin Xian said, but he regretted it the moment he said it. Although Han Shushua's IQ had decreased a lot when in love, and sometimes she was a little silly, this kind of thing was super sensitive. She had advanced twice. The first time was because of a bet with Lin Xian. She wasn't stupid because Lin Xian confessed to her. As for why she advanced, she didn't know, but there must be a reason. Was it because Lin Xian confessed to her successfully, so he secretly gave her something to eat? The second time was after Lin Xian took her virginity. Now Lin Xian told her that Ling Ying had also advanced by 2 stars before, and that she had advanced by 2 stars every time. In other words, did Lin Xian also confess to Ling Ying successfully, or did he take away Ling Ying's virginity? Lin Xian told her that it was because of dual cultivation. Did that mean that she and Ling Ying had also dual cultivation? Girls at this time would be sensitive. This was very normal. Lin Xian coughed and quickly said, "Don't think too much. The reason why it can increase your cultivation is a secret. I'll tell you later." After saying that, Lin Xian walked out. Damn it. I almost self-destructed. Han Shushua looked at Lin Xian's back and fell into deep thought. Girls were all like this. When they encountered something that made them puzzled, they would overthink, especially a lot. Obviously, Han Shushua was like this now. Thinking about it again, Ling Ying was now living with Lin Xian, and their relationship seemed to be very good. Maybe, but what could Han Shushua do? She didn't know. If it was true, would her relationship with Ling Ying be broken? Impossible. She wouldn't do that. She could only say, maybe she would just turn a blind eye, because their relationship was really very good. She couldn't bear to lose Ling Ying. Chapter 553. At this moment, Lin Xian was walking on the road, thinking about something. Now that Han Shushua was in his hands, what was next? Ling Ying and Han Shushua. When this task was completed, Lin Xian would be able to obtain the formulas of the 3 major potions. At that time, he would be able to fully develop his forces. Without these things, the current Lin Xian did not have the qualifications and capital to develop his own forces. Shushua's family will be here this afternoon, so I have to confront them this afternoon. What should I do? Lin Xian rubbed his chin. Han Shushua's family and Ling Ying's mother Qin Lan were 2 different types. Her family was very strict, and Qin Lan was the kind of parent who wasn't very serious. So she also had a daughter who wasn't very serious. Of course, being indecent didn't mean that she was flirting with men, but she was careless and careless. But looking at Han Shushua's character, one could see the situation of her parents. And this time was different. Ling Ying's mother was the type of mother who couldn't wait for her daughter to get married and hold a grandson. In addition to her character, Lin Xian was not worried about her. The only person he had to worry about was Ling Ying's father. As for Han Shushua's parents, needless to say, Her mother's thoughts were absolutely different from Qin Lan's. Although she also wanted her daughter to get married, she definitely wanted her daughter to marry into a good family. As for Lin Xian, he was a stinky little brother. And now, Han Chuxue was pregnant. So it was conceivable what Lin Xian would experience this afternoon or tonight. And Lin Xian's approach was to temporarily confront them until the end. Although it was a little silly, it could announce his purpose. So tonight, Lin Xian needed a strong helper. Was he afraid of them? Of course he was afraid. Even if Lin Xian wasn't clear about how powerful the Han family was, he could imagine it. But he was confident that the child in Han Chuxue's belly would be considered. No matter how strict the parents were, they would always consider the child and their daughter's future reputation, right? Han Chuxue didn't care, just like Ling Ying. But as parents they definitely cared. What did you do? Back home, Xiao Runing, Ling Ying, and Linya sat together to eat. Now that they were together the whole time, Ling Ying was also willing to cultivate feelings with Linya and teach her how to fight. Of course it was good. When they reached home, Ling Ying immediately asked, I haven't seen this bastard. I haven't seen him for 2 days. I haven't seen him in the past 2 days. I haven't seen him in the past. I haven't seen him reply until the next morning. Something was not right. She had said that she was having fun outside. What was she doing that she did not reply to his messages for the whole night? Ms. Wanz's miss? It had to be said that if a girl were to investigate a case, her IQ would soar. Her intuition is invincible's at it. That's right, Ling Ying's intuition was correct. I went to the demonic beast domain to investigate, Lin Xian said, rubbing his nose. Ding. Deceiving your own girlfriend. Prince Charming points plus 20,000. Lin Xian. Xiao Xian, didn't you say the beast domain is very dangerous? You shouldn't go either. Linya looked at Lin Xian worriedly and said softly. Lin Xian nodded. And don't worry, I have an expert by my side. At least my safety isn't a problem. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare to go out. I'm also afraid of something happening. After all, there's a little fairy at home. Yo, so mushy, so mushy. You don't care. You talk like you're his girlfriend every day. Xiao Runing had goosebumps all over her body. Miss Xiao, you don't understand. In my heart, little fairy is my girlfriend. Linya blushed. Aya, look at him. You have to be careful when you interact with him in the future. This bastard definitely has his eyes on you. After all, you're so beautiful. Linya shook her head. I'm his older sister. Then you're still not his real sister. Xiao Runing said with a smile. A thought occurred to Linya, and her face flushed red again. Ling Ying stretched and walked towards Lin Xian. Come here, I have something important to tell you. Oh. Then Lin Xian followed Ling Ying with an expression, as if he had done something wrong. He didn't understand, why was he feeling guilty? No, it was normal to feel guilty. He should feel guilty. What is it? Lin Xian scratched his head and looked at Ling Ying. Ling Ying said, Chuxue told me that her family is coming today. I'll go shopping with her later, and act out a play with her in the afternoon. Are you sure about this? What is it? It's about lying to Chuxue's family, that she's pregnant. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Did Han Chuxue tell Ling Ying about this? But it was normal to tell her. With Ling Ying acting with her, they would be more convinced. Lin Xian nodded. What can I do? Otherwise, those young masters will find out that it's fake. But you'll be hated by the Han family, and even those people in Tiandu. Have you thought about it? Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry, I've thought about it as much as you. Okay, if you've thought about it then there's no problem. I'm only worried about one thing. What? Ling Ying asked in confusion. Didn't you tell me before that your Ling family and the Han family are good friends? Ling Ying nodded. Yeah, my mom and Han Chuxue's mother often play mahjong together. Lin Xian. But Auntie Qin knows about me. When they play mahjong together, and Han Chuxue's mother also mentions me. What if they combine the two of them, and think that they're the same person, and that they're both me? What should I do? Ling Ying was stunned. Yeah, Lin Xian was her boyfriend. Qin Lan knew this. Now that Lin Xian was Han Chuxue's boyfriend, when Han Chuxue's mother and Qin Lan played mahjong, they would mention someone called Lin Xian. Then, When they found out that it was the same person, wouldn't their families be furious? This seems to be a problem, but regarding your matter, my mom might not necessarily talk to Han Chushua's mother, right? No, it's hard to say, because my mom and Han Chushua's mom are best friends, and they talk about everything. Although Han Chushua's mom will be very angry, because Han Chushua is pregnant with your child. And although family scandals shouldn't be aired in public, they are best friends, so. Ling Ying suddenly realized this. So what should I do? Should I marry both of them? Lin Xian grinned. Ha ha ha. Damn. Why are you chuckling? If that's really the case, then you can just wait for death. The Han family and the Ling family's anger. But before you die, you should be famous. Chapter 554. Ling Ying was right. Let alone the Han family and the Ling family. Even if it was just one of their families, Lin Xian wouldn't be able to handle it. Also, let me tell you a piece of bad news, Ling Ying said. What? Hearing Ling Ying's words, Lin Xian's heart skipped a beat. That is, Han Chushua is an only child. In other words, her parents are the ones in charge of the entire Han family. She's the precious daughter, the only child. Then in her parents' eyes, she even got pregnant because of you. Although it's fake, you still want to treat it as real. So, you can imagine how angry they are. Lin Xian. No way? In the huge Han family, she's an only child? Ling Ying nodded. Yes, at least I have an older brother. But student Han is a genuine only child. Lin Xian scratched his head. This was a bit of a suicide mission. If she wasn't an only child, maybe it would be a bit better. But an only child. Their only precious daughter was ruined by a nobody in a third-tier city, and even got pregnant. Even though Lin Xian hadn't met them yet, he could already feel the aura of death coming at him. That's right. He was purely looking for death. Do you still dare to do it now? If you let me cooperate with you, and Chushua said that it was just an act, then this matter wouldn't be a problem. But if you insist on doing what you said, I really don't know if you can live. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and said sincerely, then continued. No matter how you think about it, the former is better. Why are you so stubborn? If you choose the latter, not only will you suffer the wrath of the Han family, but you will also suffer the wrath of those young masters, in Tiandu, who once pursued Chushua. Maybe even my family will know. And my Han family, can you handle it? Lin Xian sat on the bed and rubbed his chin. Yes, Ling Ying was right. No matter how she thought about it, the former was better. Nothing happened, but now that Han Chushua was Lin Xian's girlfriend, Lin Xian didn't want to shirk his responsibility. He wanted to face the difficulties head-on. He had no confidence. He had no confidence at all. His strength, family background, and background were all trash compared to them. Perhaps the only thing he wasn't sure of was the child in Han Chushua's belly. He was betting that if Han Chushua cooperated with him, the Han family wouldn't be willing to give up the child. Although it was Lin Xian's, they wouldn't be willing to give up Han Chushua's chastity. If the child was aborted, her reputation in Tiandu would be ruined. Moreover, this was Lin Xian's responsibility towards Han Chushua. If he did that, Han Chushua would know that Lin Xian had already set his eyes on her. He was even willing to be their enemy. Lin Xian also had to be responsible for Han Chushua. Moreover, he didn't want to admit defeat. Although there was a saying that taking a step back would make things easier, Lin Xian didn't want to back down. He wanted to tell those people that Han Chushua was his woman. No one could take her away. Although they didn't have a real child, Lin Xian wanted to tell those people. Han Chushua didn't care about her reputation. So why should he be afraid of danger? People's hearts were made of flesh. Would the Han family really be so stubborn as to kill him? For the sake of the child and Han Chushua, there was a high chance that they wouldn't. Unless they really had a heart of stone. Moreover, Lin Xian also had a backup plan, Ling Longyue. At the very least, she could protect Lin Xian's life and Linya. Although Lin Xian knew that he was being selfish, he didn't want to admit defeat. Even if it was like throwing an egg against a rock. I don't want to show weakness. Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying and said, but I don't understand. This clearly has nothing to do with you. So why do you want to take the risk? Was it really just for the sake of your reputation? Is it because you don't want to be laughed at by Zhao Nanfeng, and the others because you're Han Chushua's boyfriend? If that's the case, I think there's really no need. There must be other reasons, right? Ling Ying understood Lin Xian well. Yes, if that's the case, why bother? Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying, and Ling Ying's beautiful eyes also looked at Lin Xian. You guys don't tell me you did that? Ling Ying then said quietly. Lin Xian. Should he confess? If he did, would Ling Ying be angry? He would definitely be angry. But would he leave in anger and break up with him? Lin Xian didn't know. He was afraid of this. But if he didn't confess, for the sake of the mission, there would be a day when the three of them would do that. Should he deal with Ling Ying first? But could he deal with it? Lin Xian was so annoyed. Don't say any more, I know. Ling Ying saw Lin Xian hesitating. She wasn't stupid, she knew. Little Ying, Lin Xian had thought it through before. But when it really happened, he really didn't know what to do. Forget it, there are no good men. I already knew that you were restless, and I was already prepared. Otherwise, I wouldn't have encouraged you to pursue Chushua. Ling Ying sighed. Anger, disappointment, grievance, all kinds of emotions surged up. Ding! The system notifications in Lin Xian's mind were also exploding. It was enough to see that Ling Ying was really upset now. But she had to pretend to be carefree. She couldn't bear to, that's right. If it was normal, Ling Ying would even kill Lin Xian. But first, she couldn't bear to. Second, he was already prepared. Third, she was also the one who encouraged him. She really couldn't bear to. Actually, from her favorability towards Lin Xian also knew. No, you didn't encourage me. It was because you cared about Chushua. She was in that kind of situation. It was my fault. Ling Ying stood up, then smiled and said, TCH, I'm not that weak. Who do you think you are? From today onwards, let's break up. Don't even think about getting my C. After saying that, Ling Ying rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. At that moment, she wanted to break up, but she couldn't bear to say it. She didn't have the courage to say it. It was true love. She really felt wronged. Now it was really messy. On one hand, she couldn't bear to, and on the other hand, Han Chushua was pursued by Lin Xian. Between the two of them, one had to give up, and the other had to gain. But she couldn't bear to, and she didn't want to fight with her best friend, so. Little Ying. At this moment, Lin Xian really didn't know how to feel. He was no longer that heartless Lin Xian. Alright, I'm going to go shopping with Chushua and forge a medical report at the hospital. But since you've made up your mind, you have to be prepared for anger and thunder. If you're not careful, you might be smashed into pieces. You have to remember that you still have Linya to take care of and protect. Don't be so impulsive in the future. There's nothing wrong with being a little timid sometimes. Bye. After saying that, Ling Ying walked out. Chapter 555. Outside the door, Ling Ying walked out and said to Linya with a smile. Big sister Linya, Miss Xiao, I'm going to go shopping with Chushua, so I won't be training with big sister Linya today. Linya nodded. And thank you, Xiaoying. Ling Ying smiled and said, It's nothing, I'll be going now. Then Ling Ying walked out and closed the door. The moment she closed the door, the smile on her face slowly disappeared. She covered her mouth and her tears couldn't help but fall. She forced herself not to make a sound as she slowly squatted at the door and began to cry. Helplessness, grievance, collapse. Ding. Made your girlfriend cry. Male God points plus 1 million. Ding. Felt Ling Ying's grievance and various strong emotions. Male God points plus 10,000. The system notifications continuously sounded in Lin Xian's mind. He also felt guilty, but when he chose this path, he should have thought of this. Was he going to abandon all the girls and only be with Ling Ying? Lin Xian also wanted to, but he couldn't do it now. Either he didn't choose this path from the beginning, or he could only walk it to the end. Ling Ying didn't even blame him, didn't even cry in front of him, didn't even make a fuss in front of him. She didn't even say that she wanted to break up. She even acted indifferent in front of him, as if she didn't care at all. But the system's notifications exposed her true thoughts. For this kind of woman, what reason did you have to go outside and mess around? What reason did you have to not be good to her? But he had always done things that let her down. Who? Lin Xian let out a long breath. He was in a mess right now and didn't know what to do. Lin Xian thanked the male god system. It changed Lin Xian, allowing him to rise from a piece of trash in a short period of time. But at the same time, he hated the system. Perhaps he hated himself for not having the right. If it wasn't for the male god system, let alone cultivating, he might not even have the chance to meet any girl with Ling Ying. He was a bastard. Chu Sheng. Even now, Lin Xian didn't know if he should comfort Ling Ying. Perhaps she didn't want him to see her crying and caring. Lin Xian even wanted to let Ling Ying beat him up and stab him twice. That way, Lin Xian would feel better. Ling Ying, who was at the door, couldn't help but cry for a while. Afraid of being seen, she covered her mouth and hurriedly ran into the elevator. In the afternoon, Lin Xian pretended that nothing had happened and ate a little of the lunch that Linya had made. His Adonis points had reached 80 million. But he didn't feel anything at all, because he wasn't in the mood right now. Little fairy, I'm going out. Remember not to go to the demonic beast domain. Lin Xian smiled at Linya. Linya nodded. Okay, you be careful too. Then Lin Xian walked out. Lin Xian doesn't seem to be in a good mood after leaving the room. Xiao Runing said to Linya. Linya nodded. She was too familiar with Lin Xian. If even Xiao Runing could see it, how could she not? Although Lin Xian acted as if nothing had happened, they could tell from his eyes and some of his actions that something was amiss. Could it be that he quarreled with Ling Ying? They were chatting in the room before Ling Ying went out. It seems like she wasn't too happy at that time and was pretending to be happy. Xiao Runing frowned. From what she knew, these two people were carefree and had no worries. They were especially compatible with each other. What was there to quarrel about? It shouldn't be normal. Linya shook her head. I don't know. I hope nothing happened. They could tell, but they didn't say anything. They could only hope that nothing happened. They couldn't do anything and didn't want to talk about it. In Lin Xian and Linya's previous home, Ling Longyue was alone. She really had nothing to do. Without Lin Xian looking for her to play, she would just stay at home and eat good food, watch TV, or play games. Luckily, she had recently become addicted to online games. After playing, she realized that humans were simply geniuses. Lin Xian opened the door and walked in. You're here. Come and play games with me. Ling Longyue then ran to Lin Xian and impatiently pulled Lin Xian's hand. She pulled Lin Xian to the sofa and even forgot that they were touching. You're such a noob and you're still playing games? Lin Xian said. Who said so? Just now I killed 2 people. Ling Longyue said proudly. But you died 18 times. Ling Longyue laughed awkwardly. Then play with me. Ling Longyue even had a hint of coquettishness in her voice. This was because their relationship was getting better and better. Although this girl was very arrogant and couldn't stop talking about killing people, she was still a little girl and was easily satisfied. Okay. I'll play a few rounds with you. Lin Xian smiled helplessly and then started the dark path with Ling Longyue. Hey, DPS, why are you in a daze? You're a scammer, a big scammer. Godly equipment, you can't even a few attacks in a group battle. I've given you so much healing, and you can't even deal any damage. I lost sob. I lost again. It wasn't easy for me to get out of the black iron pit, but I was brought back by you again. I played 3 rounds and didn't win a single round. If I ever play games with you again, I'll be a stupid pig. Ling Longyue was infuriated. Then she suddenly realized that after being infuriated for tens of seconds, this Lin Xian didn't give any response. She then calmed down and looked at Lin Xian. She realized that this guy was in a daze, and there was a hint of worry in his eyes. Hey. Ling Longyue shook Lin Xian's arm. Lin Xian looked at her. Are you in a bad mood? Ling Longyue asked. This Lin Xian, in her eyes, was a big bad guy, an unforgivable big bad guy. She had never seen Lin Xian in a bad mood before. So when she saw him for the first time, she had a special feeling. No, am I in a bad mood? Lin Xian smiled. Continue. No, I'm not playing anymore. Ling Longyue turned off the computer and looked at Lin Xian with her big eyes. What's wrong with you? Don't tell me the girl you like ran away with another guy? That's a good thing. Lin Xian. Get lost. Hee hee. Ling Longyue smiled and said, Tell me, why are you in a bad mood? Let me be happy. Lin Xian rolled his eyes at her. Go, go, go. Don't bother me. All right, I'm hungry. I want to eat something good. Ling Longyue then tilted her head and said, Sure, I'll bring you to eat this afternoon or at night. Why? I want to eat now. Ling Longyue pouted and said. Chapter 556. That wouldn't do. He was going to trick Ling Longyue into supporting him. If he brought her out to eat now, what if she was full and didn't want to eat anymore? No, Lin Xian realized that he was worrying too much. This girl wouldn't be full. All right, let's go. I'll bring you to eat KFC. Wow. What kind of duck is KFC? Ling Longyue asked with her big eyes filled with anticipation. KFC is a delicious duck. After we finish eating KFC, I'll bring you to eat something delicious. Ding. Ling Longyue's favorability towards you +5. That's right, this girl was so easily satisfied. After being brought out to eat by Lin Xian, how much did her favorability towards him increase? No, to be precise, she was easily deceived. You can't lie to me. Lin Xian smiled and nodded. And I won't lie to you. Actually, he had already deceived this girl. That's right, he was bringing her out to eat delicious food. But eating delicious food wasn't the main point. After that, Lin Xian brought Ling Longyue out to eat delicious food. Around 5 in the afternoon, Lin Xian's phone rang. Now that Lin Xian was a little oversensitive, he almost jumped up when his phone rang. Ling Longyue ignored him and focused on eating her delicious food. As long as there was delicious food, nothing would attract her attention. Hello. When Lin Xian saw that it was Ling Ying calling, he panicked. At this time, Ling Ying and Han Chuxue were together, so Chuxue's mother brought people over. We are now at Chuxue's house. Chuxue and I are preparing dinner. She asked you to come over. Ling Ying said. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Only Chuxue's mother? Where's her father? Her father originally wanted to come, but he was stopped by Chuxue's mother. If he came, you would be skinned alive. Daughters are their father's intimate little jackets, and you ruined their intimate little jackets. Tell me, how angry would he be? Luckily, Auntie Zhao is still quite calm, and didn't dare to let him come. However, this time, other than a few experts from the Han clan, there are also a few pursuers of Chuxue, who came with Auntie Zhao. They came of their own accord. When you come, you have to be prepared. Prepare in many ways. Lin Xian nodded. Got it. Those who are pursuing Chuxue are also eating together? Of course not. They're not familiar with each other, and Auntie Zhao doesn't want to settle this in front of outsiders. They'll do their thing, and Auntie Zhao will do hers. There are only 4 people here today. Auntie Zhao, Chuxue's cousin, Chuxue's cousin's girlfriend, and Chuxue's uncle, who is Auntie Zhao's biological brother. Lin Xian rubbed his chin. What kind of lineup was this? I understand. Well, come over later. There's still about an hour and a half before dinner is ready. You can come over then. All right. I'm hanging up. Hey, wait. Lin Xian called out to Ling Ying. Is there anything else? I just want to apologize to you. Lin Xian said softly. On the other side, Ling Ying's delicate body trembled. Then, she silently hung up the phone. However, this sound made her feel much better. Perhaps a simple sentence, a simple action would be enough to satisfy her. An hour later, Lin Xian looked at the time and patted Ling Longyue's head. Let's go, I'll bring you to eat a big meal. Ling Longyue also ignored Lin Xian's actions. If it was in the past, would Lin Xian dare to pat her head? But now Ling Longyue's favorability towards Lin Xian was 35. It was the same as her sister. 35 favorability wasn't just a simple friendly. It was more than friendly. After all, 50 favorability was enough to confess. Where are we going to eat? Ling Longyue asked expectantly. My friend's house. And Lin Xian said. Anyway, there's good food. Don't you believe me? Ling Longyue said. I didn't believe you before, but now it's okay. Then let's go. Then Lin Xian brought Ling Longyue to Han Chuxue's villa. Han Chuxue's matter, Tiandu naturally couldn't hide it. Zhao Nanfeng naturally leaked the news. But fortunately, this meal was only for Han Chuxue's family. There weren't any young masters from other families. Ling Ying was right. This was a family matter. Even if Han Chushua's mother wanted to bring those young masters to Lin Xian, it wasn't necessary. She didn't want others to judge her. At this moment, the Han family's villa was brightly lit. There were a few figures sitting on the sofa. It was a beautiful woman dressed in luxurious clothes. She looked 70% similar to Han Chushue, and she also looked very young. Like Qin Lan, she was the kind of mother and daughter who would only be recognized as the older sister if they went out. She didn't look too good as she sat on the sofa and drank tea. Beside her sat a 26 or 27-year-old man. He was very handsome and had a serious expression. Beside him was a beautiful woman who was peeling apples for everyone. Beside her was a middle-aged man. He was very burly and looked very serious. Naturally, that was Zhao Yaji's brother Zhao Sanlong. Her Zhao family wasn't Zhao Nanfeng's Zhao family. Her Zhao family was a first-rate family in Tiandu. It wasn't considered one of the 8 great families, and had nothing to do with the Zhao family. Ling Ying and Han Chushue were busy cooking in the kitchen. The main thing was that Han Chushue didn't dare to come out. Although she had chatted with her mother and uncle in the afternoon, she didn't reveal much. She was afraid that she would say something wrong. She said that she would wait until Lin Xian came. Zhao Yaji and the others didn't know that Han Chushue was pregnant. That was Lin Xian's trump card. If he knew, he definitely wouldn't let Han Chushue cook in the kitchen. This bastard. He doesn't even look at the time. He really wants to wait until the meal is ready before coming. Zhao Sanlong angrily slammed the coffee table. In the kitchen, Han Chushue's heart skipped a beat. It seemed that something was wrong. Uncle, don't be impatient. I think this kid is also panicking. Give him some time to prepare. Han Chushue's brother, Wang Wenxuan, said with a smile. You brat, why did your aunt bring you here? She's here to support her, not for you to side with outsiders. Chushue grew up with you. You're her cousin. When you were young, you were so close. What about now? She was by a bastard. Aren't you angry? Her father was so angry that he tore down one of the Han family's villas. It took dozens of people to persuade him not to come. You on the other hand. Wang Wenxuan drank a mouthful of tea and said, Uncle, Aunt, I am about the same age as Chushue. In my opinion, if she likes someone then she should just be together. It has been 22 years. Have you seen Chushue have any good feelings for any guy? Chushue didn't even take a second look at those 8 big families. Instead, she came to a 3rd-tier city and found a guy that she likes. I feel that this is a good thing, just like me and Meng Meng. Isn't Meng Meng's family also ordinary? You guys are too prejudiced. If Lin Xian knew that there was an elder brother who spoke up for him, how touched would he be? Chapter 557. Zhao Yaji took a sip of tea and glared at Wang Wenxuan. It was a mistake to bring a little bastard like you here. Wang Wenxuan smiled and said, I'm here to look for my good-for-nothing brother and to freeload a meal at your house. But I haven't eaten Chushue's cooking for many years, right, Chushue? Speaking of which, why isn't that little fatty here yet? Wang Wenxuan shouted at Han Chushue, who was in the kitchen. Han Chushue nodded slightly, not knowing if Wang Wenxuan saw it. Aunt, don't be angry. He's always like this. He's never been serious since he was young. LV Mingming glared at Wang Wenxuan and said, This is Aunt's family matter. Why are you meddling? I swear to the heavens, I'm not meddling. I'm just stating my point of view. Get lost, Zhao Yaji said angrily. She was already angry, and after this little bastard said that what she did was wrong, she was even angrier. Was she wrong? She was Han Chushue's mother. She was her own daughter, so why couldn't she help her? Even if she couldn't do anything else, she should at least be compatible with him, right? This was great. Her daughter had already been with him for who knew how long, but she only found out now. When she came, she checked the villa. The man's clothes and towels were indeed traces of a man living here. She was so angry. Her daughter that she raised for 20 years was ruined by that bastard just like that. She couldn't understand why they were not compatible with each other. This didn't suit her daughter at all. What kind of taste did she have? She didn't even like those people in Tiandu. So how could she like a poor boy? Something must have happened in between, but she asked. Her daughter had grown up and had her own thoughts. If she didn't say anything, there was nothing she could do. She could only wait for that brat to come and have a face-to-face talk. Zhao Yaji would see if she could give him some money to make him leave her daughter. Anyway, there was one thing she knew. He couldn't be together with her daughter. Even if her daughter's chastity wasn't there, with her excellence, there would still be a lot of people willing to marry her. The stubbornness of the older generation. There's a generation gap. Wang Wenxuan shook his head. You brat, eat some fruit and shut your mouth. Uncle, you just asked me to speak, and now you want me to shut up. How can you do this? Shut up. Wang Wenxuan then silently shut his mouth. At this moment, Lin Xian and Ling Longyue were standing at the entrance of the villa. Damn, they were a little flustered. Dong dong dong. Ling Longyue looked at Lin Xian's raised hand and decided not to knock. She knocked on the door. Delicious food. Delicious food was waiting for her inside. Wahahaha. Lin Xian. F***ck. He was still thinking about what to say. Why did this girl knock on the door? It would be a lie to say that he wasn't nervous. He was so nervous. Lin Xian swore that even if Ling Ying's mother came, he wouldn't be so nervous, because that was a complete surprise attack. But this was different. Moreover, Han Chushua's parents were different from Ling Ying's parents. The door of the villa opened. Lin Xian saw a handsome man, who was a few years older than him. Don't tell me you're Chushua's father? Wang Wenxuan. Get lost. What kind of look is that? Am I that old? Wang Wenxuan was about to faint. This is Chushua's F***king boyfriend? Sorry. Lin Xian smiled awkwardly. He was a little nervous. He suddenly remembered that Ling Ying said that Han Chushua's father didn't come, or else he would be dead. He was so angry that he even tore down the villa. Come in, Wang Wenxuan said, and then looked at Ling Longyue. What a delicate little girl. She is. Oh, she's my sister. She heard that there was a meal here, so she came to accompany me for a meal. Wang Wenxuan. Brat, you still don't know what you're going to experience? You still have the mood to bring your sister here for a meal? Wang Wenxuan finally found a god. Awesome. This brat is really awesome. I'm convinced. Lin Xian scratched his head and smiled. My family is poor, and this girl has a big appetite. It's better if she doesn't eat a meal. Wang Wenxuan. You're awesome. I'm convinced. Come in. Then, Lin Xian brought Ling Longyue in. When he saw the people on the sofa, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Luckily, there were only two people. One must be Han Chushua's mother, and the other. The fierce one was not Chushua's father. As for who it was, Lin Xian wasn't sure. At first, Lin Xian thought that there would be a huge battle formation, the kind where 10,000 people would surround him. Zhao Yaji and Zhao Sanlong's sharp eyes looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian shuddered. Damn it. Usually, meeting the parents was the most stressful thing. The key was meeting the parents like this. Who could withstand this? The two of them had high status and were powerful. Of course, their eyes were sharp. Ling Longyue originally came to eat delicious food. But now, she knew that she was tricked by Lin Xian. How was she here to eat delicious food? She was here to be a bodyguard. Humph. Stinky pig trotter. Lin Xian and Ling Longyue walked in front of Zhao Yaji and Zhao Sanlong. Wang Wenxuan and LV Mengmeng gave them a look of condolence and sat there quietly drinking tea. Hello uncle and auntie, Lin Xian said quietly. Ling Longyue blinked her big eyes. What the hell? Bang! Zhao Sanlong suddenly slammed the table. Han Chuxue and Ling Ying ran out of the kitchen. Han Chuxue quickly ran over and grabbed Lin Xian's arm. Mom, uncle, he is Lin Xian. Let's go and cook. Then, Han Chuxue quickly pulled Lin Xian away. Stop. Zhao Yaji coldly said and glanced at Lin Xian. This brat. Is he more handsome than those people in Tiandu? Is he better than them? Is he better than them? Is his family better than them? The difference between them was like heaven and earth. How could his daughter fall in love with such a person? Zhao Yaji couldn't understand. Go and cook. Let him stay. I have something to say to him. Zhao Yaji said. Lin Xian then gave Han Chuxue a reassuring look and sat on the sofa. Did I ask you to sit? Zhao Yaji said angrily. Wang Wenxuan secretly shook his head. How pitiful. He could already imagine how pitiful Lin Xian would be. Seeing it with his own eyes, he still felt some sympathy. Fortunately, the two in his family thought that as long as he could find a girlfriend, and the girlfriend was filial, and had a good character, it was fine. Ling Longyue sat beside Lin Xian. She silently reached out and took an apple. They were chatting. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and looked at Zhao Yaji. Auntie, I know why you are here. There is no need to show me your strength. Since I dared to come, I am here to express my attitude. Let's skip the other parts and get straight to the point. Chapter 558. Hearing Lin Xian's words, the entire place went silent. Wang Wenxuan opened his mouth wide and secretly gave him a thumbs up. He has a temper. He likes it. However, this is courting death. Humph. Is this the attitude you speak to your elders? Zhao Yaji said angrily. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, My attitude is clear. I will not take a step back. I did not disrespect you in any way. On the contrary, you are the one who came in to give me a hard time. There is no need for this. If there is anything, you can just say it directly. In the kitchen, Ling Ying and Han Chushua were eavesdropping. Han Chushua had a worried look on her face. What an arrogant brat. Looks like your parents did not teach you well. Then, I will teach you on their behalf. Zhao Sanlong said angrily as a surge of energy surged from his body. Wait, Zhao Yaji said, and then looked at Lin Xian. Fine. Since you said it first, then I will say it. Leave my daughter. Zhao Yaji said directly. Lin Xian shook his head and said, Since I am here, I have already made my attitude clear. I will not take a step back. Do you have the right to not take a step back? I am sure you know what kind of existence my Han family is. Do you think you are qualified to be with my daughter? Lin Xian shrugged and said, Yes. In terms of strength, talent, family background, no matter what, I do not have the right to challenge the Han family. However, I know that I like Chushua. As long as Chushua likes me, that is enough. What an arrogant brat. Do you believe that I can make you disappear from this world in an instant? Lin Xian shook his head and said, I don't believe it. You are courting death. Zhao Yaji's body erupted with energy and directly suppressed Lin Xian. However, Ling Longyue also erupted with energy and blocked it for Lin Xian. At this moment, the few of them were shocked. This little girl is actually a heavenly venerable. Zhao Yaji was also slightly stunned. No wonder you dare to be so arrogant. It turns out that you have a celestial venerable with you. However, a celestial venerable is nothing in my Han clan. You should know this as well. If your confidence is only because of this celestial venerable, you can scram now. Zhao Yaji said angrily. She originally thought that this brat would be suppressed by her from beginning to end, but she didn't expect that he would choose to fight head-on. This was something she had never expected, although she was quite surprised that this girl was at the heavenly venerable realm at such a young age. This was nothing to her. Lin Xian said, I never wanted to do anything. I just came to tell you that I won't let go of Chushua. Yes, I'm not good enough for the Han family, but I won't admit defeat. Wang Wenxuan really admired this Lin Xian. He really had guts. Although his cousin's taste wasn't very good, she gave him the feeling that this kid was indeed unusual. Looks like you don't know the immensity of heaven and earth after tricking my daughter into your hands. Third brother, do it. Zhao Sanlong's aura surged. At this moment, Han Chushua hurriedly ran over. Mom, didn't you say that you would be amiable? Why are you doing it now? Han Chushua said anxiously. This is between me and him. Don't interfere. Zhao Yaji said coldly. No. Han Chushua insisted on standing in front of Lin Xian. Zhao Yaji frowned suddenly. This was the first time her daughter disobeyed her. The situation was in a deadlock. Chushua, quickly bring out the food. Let's eat first, let's eat first. Wang Wenxuan hurriedly said, breaking the deadlock. Han Chushua looked at Lin Xian, and Lin Xian nodded at her. Only then did she feel relieved and go to the kitchen. Zhao Yaji took a deep breath and looked at Lin Xian. I don't want to embarrass you in front of Chushua. Tell me, what do you want to leave my daughter? I only want her. Is 1 billion enough? Lin Xian smiled and shook his head. I only want her. Zhao Sanlong angrily pointed at Lin Xian. Brat, you should know your place. Do you think you can climb up to the Han family? Why don't you take a look at yourself? Lin Xian shrugged and said, I don't know about other things, but I know that I'm the father of the child. Lin Xian made this move. What child? Zhao Yaji and Zhao Sanlong were both shocked. Chushua didn't tell you? She's pregnant. Bastard. I'll kill you. Zhao Sanlong was furious. Boom, whoosh, Lin Xian and Ling Longyue's figures disappeared. The sofa had turned into nothingness. Zhao Yaji's face was filled with anger. Child, she was actually pregnant. Chushua, come over here. Han Chushua then walked over. Mom, tell me, what the hell is going on? Zhao Yaji looked at Han Chushua angrily. Han Chushua bit her lips, then took out a medical report from her pocket and handed it over. Zhao Yaji quickly opened it. Then she felt the world around her spinning. Bastard! She angrily slammed the table, shattering it. Then she glared at Lin Xian, and instantly appeared in front of Lin Xian, choking his neck. Go die! Mom, no! Han Chushua was shocked and ran over. Lin Xian laughed. Auntie, you don't want the child to be born without a father, right? You! Zhao Yaji angrily let go of her hand. Previously, she knew what she should do. Even if she killed Lin Xian, even if her daughter hated her, it didn't matter. But now, because of a child, her mind was completely messed up. The child shouldn't be implicated. But why did it have to be this bastard's child? Beat it! Zhao Yaji sat on the sofa as if she had lost all her strength. After a long time, she couldn't bear to say this. No, I won't beat it. Han Chushua persisted. You are becoming more and more disobedient. Zhao Yaji angrily glared at Han Chushua. Han Chushua's beautiful eyes were filled with determination. Mom, I have always listened to you since I was young. But I want my own happiness. I like Lin Xian. If you insist on separating us, then forgive your daughter for being unfilial. After saying that, Han Chushua condensed a force in her right hand and slapped it towards herself. Whoosh! Zhao Yaji saw this scene and quickly rushed over and pulled her daughter back. You brat! Zhao Yaji looked at Han Chushua and was so angry that she couldn't speak. At this moment, Ling Ying walked over and said, Auntie, let's not be angry first. It won't be good if Chushua's pregnancy is affected. Let's eat first. If there's anything, we can talk about it calmly at the dining table. Then she quickly winked at Wang Wenshuan. Yes, I'm starving. Let's eat. Wang Wenshuan quickly said, Xiaoying, is this true? Zhao Yaji looked at Ling Ying. Ling Ying then nodded. You. Zhao Yaji angrily pointed at Lin Xian. You bastard. He slapped over. Lin Xian didn't dodge this slap. Chapter 559. Slap. Lin Xian did not dodge the slap and it landed squarely on Lin Xian's face. Since he messed with someone else's precious daughter, he deserved to be slapped. Lin Xian. Han Chushua quickly ran over. Auntie, let's eat. Ling Ying came over and held Zhao Yaji's arm. I'm not eating anymore. I'm full from anger. Bastard. Zhao Yaji then angrily walked upstairs. Ai. Zhao Sanlong glared at Lin Xian, then swung his arm and followed him upstairs. Brother, you're really awesome. I'm convinced. Wang Wenshuan gave Lin Xian a thumbs up and said, Meng, let's go eat. I'm starving. I'm sorry. Han Chushua looked at Lin Xian worriedly. Lin Xian smiled. It's okay. I deserve that slap. If she slaps me, I'll slap her daughter too. Han Chushua. Ding. Feeling Ling Ying's displeasure, Adonis points plus 100,000. You guys eat. I'll go and have a good chat. Then Han Chushua went upstairs. Let's eat. Ling Longyue could not wait to go to the table. Isn't it beautiful? Ling Ying rolled his eyes at Lin Xian. Little Ling Ying. What? That. I'm sorry. Alright. You think this lady cares? Let's eat. The two elders probably won't come to eat. Let Chushua have a good chat with Auntie. There shouldn't be any problems. At least, if you don't go to Tiandu and Han family, there shouldn't be any problems. After all, a child is too important to them. After saying that, Ling Ying went to the table. Ling Longyue had already started to move like a whirlwind, causing Wang Wenxuan to be shocked. Upstairs, Zhao Yaji and Zhao Sanlong were chatting in the room. I say, fourth sister, you already have a child. Let's just leave it at that. Zhao Sanlong sighed and said, no, I can't let that bastard get away with it. But Chuxue is also very persistent. She went against you for the first time, because of this kid. She really likes him. Otherwise, she wouldn't be willing to be pregnant with his child, Zhao Sanlong said. Zhao Yaji sighed. Tell me, why is this girl so disobedient? Zhao Yaji revealed a worried expression. She's grown up. Moreover, as a parent, I should give her the right guidance and communicate with her more. She has her own needs. But I'm doing this for her own good, Zhao Sanlong said. That girl also understands, but she really likes that kid. I just can't figure it out. Our Tiandu has so many outstanding young talents. This girl's standards are so high. How can she take a fancy to a poor and pedantic boy? Zhao Yaji shook her head. Have you forgotten who you were 30 years ago? Zhao Sanlong said with a smile. Zhao Yaji looked at Zhao Sanlong. Actually, seeing Chuxue is quite happy. Seeing that kid rather go against the Han family than abandon Chuxue. As elders, shouldn't we be happy? 30 years ago, wasn't Chushua's father also poor and pedantic? You liked him. But didn't you also ignore his family background, fall out with your parents, and run away with him? Don't you realize that the current Chuxue is your old self? She can find her own happiness. She can find someone who likes her. I think at least, I'm quite satisfied. This, Zhao Yaji fell into deep thought. After hearing what you said, it seems to make sense. Zhao Sanlong said with a smile. Right? What does your Han family lack? You don't lack anything. Isn't the happiness of your children the most important thing? Are you willing to let Chuxue marry someone she doesn't like, and be unhappy all the time? The face of the family is actually not that important, as long as you and Chushue's father don't care. Third brother, you're right. I've become materialistic over the years. That's right. Chushue's happiness is the most important thing. It's just that I'm angry. The daughter I raised for more than 20 years was cheated away by a poor and pedantic boy. Zhao Yaji said unhappily. Then, wasn't the daughter our parents raised for 20 years also cheated away by him? The main thing is his attitude. He doesn't have the slightest bit of respect for his elders. Zhao Sanlong said with a smile. That's enough. Why don't you take a look at your attitude towards him? Also, isn't his behavior showing that he cares about our Chuxue? You've already scolded and beaten him. Anyway, after calming down, I think that the boy is not bad. It's fine as long as Chuxue likes him. Also, that boy is of the spatial attribute, and he actually has a strong heavenly venerable protector by his side. Maybe he's poor now, but in the future, maybe he can be like Chushue's father, and be worthy of Chuxue. Go, have a meal with him, and have a peaceful chat. I'm not eating. I'm so angry. You said that girl is pregnant. What should I do? Zhao Yaji was so worried that tears came out of her eyes. No matter how strong she was still a mother. Han Chuxue leaned against the door, and eavesdropped on their conversation. Then, she pushed the door open and walked in. Come. Little brother Lin Xian, drink. Wang Wenxuan personally poured a cup of wine for Lin Xian. We're quite fated. There's a Xian in your name. I'm Chushue's cousin. Although Auntie doesn't think highly of you, I admire you very much. But it's useless even if I admire you. Big cousin, you must be joking. Hey, I'm not joking. I really admire you. You're a man who dares to take responsibility for your actions. You're much better than those young masters in Tiandu. You're also much better than me. But don't mind Auntie's words. She's been strict with Chuxue since she was young. This is normal. Lin Xian nodded. Then, he and Wang Wenxuan finished the wine in one gulp. Ling Ying, Chuxue has already found a boyfriend. What about you? Wang Wenxuan looked at Ling Ying. It's none of your business. Go and eat your meal. Ling Ying said angrily. Wang Wenxuan. Your temper is still the same. Wang Wenxuan shook his head. Don't talk so much. LV Mingming said helplessly. Ling Ying was still in a bad mood. Only Ling Longyue had a good appetite. She was eating and drinking. Wang Wenxuan patted Lin Xian's shoulder and said, "But don't worry too much. I understand that auntie and uncle also want to have grandchildren. They also value children very much. Actually, auntie is quite easy to talk to when she calms down. The main problem is uncle. He has a bad temper. He's the most difficult part. You should be prepared. Since you don't intend to give in, then continue to persevere. Parents value their children the most. Chushua's happiness is still the most important. You should calm down." Lin Xian nodded and replied, "I got it. Thank you for your reminder, big cousin." At this moment, 3 figures came down from upstairs. Chapter 560. Looking at the 3 of them, Lin Xian panicked. Who knows what kind of thunder would strike him later? His face was still hurting, and he didn't even have a sister to help him blow on it. However, Lin Xian looked at them and saw Han Chuxue and Zhao Yaji walking down the stairs hand in hand. What did this prove? It seemed to prove that the mother and daughter were having a good chat. Zhao Yaji's face was no longer stiff and angry. However, when she looked at Lin Xian, her eyes became sharp again. Lin Xian silently lowered his head. Only the sound of Ling Longyue eating could be heard. This girl seemed to be snatching food from her. It was as if she didn't care about the next meal after finishing this meal. Every time she ate good food, she was so sharp. "Auntie, uncle over here!" Wang Wenxuan shouted. Ling Ying and Wang Wenxuan specially surrounded Lin Xian. In other words, it was impossible for Zhao Yaji and Zhao Sanlong to sit beside Lin Xian. Zhao Yaji and Zhao Sanlong sat at the main seats. When Han Chuxue arrived, Wang Wenxuan decisively gave up his seat for her. "Chuxue, come sit beside me." Zhao Yaji saw that Han Chuxue wanted to sit beside Lin Xian and said. Han Chuxue also obediently sat beside Zhao Yaji. "You brat will settle our debts in the future." Zhao Yaji glared at Wang Wenxuan. Wang Wenxuan smiled bitterly. "Auntie, what are you talking about? What debts do we have? You know it in your heart. You're helping outsiders." Hee. Wang Wenxuan scratched his head. "Don't talk anymore, let's eat." LV Mingming helplessly picked up food for Wang Wenxuan, Zhao Sanlong, and Zhao Yaji. "Auntie, uncle, eat." "Mingming, this girl is good." Zhao Yaji nodded and said. "Of course, don't you know whose taste it is?" Wang Wenxuan smiled. Zhao Yaji glared at Wang Wenxuan and said, "Shut up. I think you just have too much time on your hands. When we get home, I must have a good talk with your parents and discipline you well." Wang Wenxuan. "Don't be like this, aunt, my dear aunt, I was wrong, okay? Who's your aunt? Go away." It was obvious that Zhao Yaji had a lot of resentment. "All right, 4th sister, let's eat," Zhao Sanlong said helplessly. "Mom, let's eat." Han Chuxue put some food into Zhao Yaji's bowl, then gave Lin Xian a look. "Ahem, auntie. Let's eat. This pork trotter is good. It's beautifying." Lin Xian added a piece of pork trotter and got up to put it in her bowl. Zhao Yaji took the bowl to the side. Lin Xian smiled awkwardly and placed the pork trotter in Han Chushue's bowl. Wang Wenxuan smiled helplessly. However, everyone knew that since Zhao Yaji was willing to come down, it meant that she wasn't as angry as before. It was normal for her to put on airs in front of Lin Xian. "Kid, let me ask you, what do you plan to do with the child in Chushue's stomach?" Zhao Yaji glanced at Lin Xian and asked. Actually, Lin Xian looked at Han Chushue's eyes and seemed to understand something. "Auntie, to be honest, there isn't a child. You two are secretly exchanging glances with each other, aren't you?" Zhao Yaji lightly hit Han Chushue's head. What? What are you two doing?" Wang Wenxuan was confused when he heard that there wasn't a child. "Kid, you're a smart person. You actually thought of this desperate method. Forget it. I've talked a lot with Chuxue, and she's been honest with me about this." Although she didn't like Lin Xian, his courage and insight were beyond Zhao Yaji's understanding. He was a young man with a bright future. It was no wonder that her daughter liked him. He was a little different. This was a quality that even the most outstanding people in Tiandu didn't have. "Yes, I apologize to Auntie as well." Lin Xian smiled bitterly. This scene made Ling Ying unhappy. Although there was a hint of discord between them, It didn't feel good to see her boyfriend chatting with Chu Xue's mother. However, she had to force a smile and act as if she didn't care. Don't bother with these empty words. I don't object to you being with Chu Xue. I won't mention those conditions. You should understand the future. Work hard and treat Chu Xue well. If I hear that she's wronged in the slightest, I'll immediately make you disappear from this world. Yes, yes. Lin Xian nodded. But this doesn't mean that I have a good impression of you. I still don't like you, kid. But since Chu Xue insists, I won't care anymore. Find some time to go to Tiandu and meet Chu Xue's father. He's so angry that he's clenching his teeth. Lin Xian smiled bitterly. Mom, after a while, Han Chu Xue said. Zhao Yaji nodded. I'll take care of that first. You better improve yourself in a short period of time, so that you'll have some qualifications to face Tiandu, my Han family, and Chu Xue's father. Lin Xian nodded. I understand. Zhao Yaji also thought it through. Wasn't she the same as her daughter in the past? Then why didn't she try to understand her daughter? It was because she had become materialistic. The Han family didn't lack anything. Her daughter's happiness was the most important. However, she wasn't sure if Lin Xian was worth relying on. She just felt that her daughter was too easily deceived, too easily taken advantage of. Since she was already taken advantage of like this, there was no other way. Moreover, she heard some of Lin Xian's deeds from Han Chu Xue. How should she put it? In Zhao Yaji's eyes, there was nothing special about him. However, if she were to compare him to those outstanding guys in Tiandu, this kid was indeed much better than them. They were only better than Lin Xian in terms of family background. As for the realm, it was all fake. Hence, after calming down, other than the fact that this kid didn't have a family background, everything else about him really made her satisfied. However, Lin Xian had to be even more outstanding in order to satisfy her and satisfy her lover. Sigh, forget it. I can't get angry. If I get angry, I'll get wrinkles. Zhao Yaji raised the corner of her eye and said, Everyone, don't just sit there. Let's eat. Auntie, you're the only one sitting here. I'm almost full. Look at that girl. She's already eaten half the table. Wang Wenxuan pointed at Ling Longyue, who was beside Ling Ying. Ling Longyue suddenly felt everyone's gaze. She lowered her head and stopped eating. Then, her big eyes glanced around, and she elegantly chewed and swallowed slowly. Speaking of this girl, how many stars are you in the heavenly venerable realm? I feel that you didn't forcefully kill demonic beasts to increase your realm. Also, I feel that your strength isn't weak. Zhao Yaji looked at Ling Longyue with interest. 10 stars. Ling Longyue said silently. They all sucked in a breath of cold air. This was a real hidden big shot. Space attribute. 10 stars heavenly venerable realm. 1 step into the absolute realm. Very strong. Chapter 561. Wang Wenxuan opened his mouth wide. Aunt, how did you do it? There are 2 ways. First, a powerful family can capture demonic beasts and let her kill them to gain experience and forcefully raise her cultivation level. However, it is extremely difficult and almost impossible. After reaching the heavenly venerable realm, a demonic beast in the heavenly venerable realm is not something that can be easily captured. Even a great void stage expert cannot guarantee that the demonic beast in the heavenly venerable realm will not attack. Furthermore, if the demonic beast in the heavenly venerable realm wants to escape, even a great void stage expert can't do anything about it. Furthermore, when her cultivation level is low, it is also difficult to break through the defense. This is only possible when she is in the heavenly venerable realm. However, once she reaches the heavenly venerable realm, it is almost impossible. Zhao Yaji looked at Ling Longyue and said, What about the second method? Zhao Yaji looked at Ling Longyue and said, The second method is the demonic beast race. At such a young age, she is already in the heavenly venerable realm. The demonic beast race is innate and will not change. Therefore, if she is from the demonic beast race, this lass is a demonic beast with the space attribute. Although she looks young, she has lived longer than all of us combined. However, to the demonic beast race, A human lives for 100 years while a demonic beast lives for 100 years. Age is not the same. Zhao Yaji looked at Ling Longyue seriously, as if she was saying it for her. Demonic beast race. They all looked at Ling Longyue. Lass, don't be nervous. We humans and demonic beasts are enemies. However, many demonic beasts are friends with humans. It seems like you are not an enemy. I was tricked by him to come here to eat delicious food. Ling Longyue silently pointed at Lin Xian and said. Zhao Yaji looked at Lin Xian. You are so mischievous. Eating delicious food is fake. Being a bodyguard is the real reason. Lin Xian scratched his head awkwardly. However, knowing a demonic beast is also a good thing. Zhao Yaji finished her words and continued eating. Ling Longyue expressed that she just wanted to eat something. Can you guys talk about something else? She could hit Lin Xian a few more times. Don't look at me, I need to eat. Zhao Yaji didn't continue to target Lin Xian. Anyway, even if she didn't accept Lin Xian in her heart, she had to accept him. What could she do if her daughter liked him? One more thing. Zhao Yaji suddenly said. Please go ahead, auntie. If you're lucky enough to get married, I mean before you get married, you can't live together anymore. I won't bring this girl back to Tiandu, but I want you to stop living together with me. Lin Xian quickly nodded. They weren't living together in the first place. Also, I heard that Tianhua City has been in turmoil recently. If you really can't handle it, you can go back to Tiandu Littling. You should go back too. Zhao Yaji looked at Ling Ying. Ling Ying shook his head. Forget it. I've been here for a few years, and I'll only go back for a few days during the new year. I'm already familiar with this place, and I want to protect this place and do my part. That's good too. Chushua has also reached the Lightning Tribulation Realm. She didn't delay her cultivation. Lightning Tribulation Realm. Hearing Han Chushua's cultivation, Ling Ying was slightly stunned. If he remembered correctly, Han Chushua was only at the Mysterious Heaven Realm 6 stars when they were playing, and he was at the Mysterious Heaven Realm 8 stars. He remembered it very clearly. Could it be that Han Chushua went to the demonic beast domain? No way. Even if it was a high-level demonic beast, it would at least be at the Law Realm. Moreover, it would take 2 Law Realm demonic beasts to reach the Lightning Tribulation Realm. There must be some secret behind this. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian, who was eating silently, and was especially obedient. Thinking back to the past, her cultivation had also inexplicably increased. Was it because of him? Ding. Feeling Ling Ying's disappointment, Adonis points plus 10,000. Ling Ying was indeed very uncomfortable. Lin Xian also blamed himself. However, when she started crying, Lin Xian really didn't know what to do. Should he comfort her? No, at that time he couldn't comfort her. She didn't want him to see her crying. Lin Xian planned to apologize to Ling Ying properly after this matter was over. He had already apologized before, but Ling Ying didn't seem to care. Perhaps if Lin Xian didn't have the system, he would be deceived by Ling Ying's disguise. However, he had the system. Lin Xian might even be clearer than them about any emotional changes in a girl's heart. The meal was over, and the conversation was over. In the end, it could be considered a perfect ending. Although Zhao Yaji was quite strict, she wasn't an unscrupulous and ruthless woman. She was a very competent mother. She didn't continue to find trouble with Lin Xian, just like Qin Lan. Instead, they were responsible for persuading the man. This was also Lin Xian's hard work. Firstly, Qin Lan had personally experienced it. Her daughter was her former self. She understood this feeling very well. She also expressed that she understood. She was willing to give Lin Xian a chance. Secondly, Lin Xian's persistence moved her. He was even willing to give up everything. Didn't this show his sincerity towards her daughter? She chose to believe in Lin Xian for once. Thirdly, it could be considered as an assist from others. In short, the ending was good. Han Chushua was dragged to go shopping with Zhao Yaji. As for Wang Wenxuan, he brought LV Mingmeng to look for his brother. He came here to look for his brother, and also for the demon beast domain. He wanted to fight on the front line like Ling Ying and Han Chushua. He felt that such a life should be meaningful. Otherwise, why would these 2 proud daughters make such a choice a few years ago? That, Lin Xian, Ling Ying, and Ling Longyue were walking on the road. I'll go home first, Ling Ying said and was about to go back. Wait. Lin Xian stopped her and said to Ling Longyue, you go home by yourself. I won't send you off. It's dark. Don't go out to play alone. Although you're not in any danger, it's easy to be deceived. These humans have many tricks up their sleeves. I'm not stupid. I'm leaving. Ling Longyue was full. Although Lin Xian lied to her, at least there was a lot of delicious food. Following that, her figure disappeared. The sky was dark. Lin Xian ran to Ling Ying. What's the matter? Ling Ying didn't know what she was feeling now. She wanted to be close to Lin Xian, but she subconsciously distanced herself from him. Naturally, she blamed him in her heart. Yes, let's talk slowly. Let's go home quickly. I want to go home too. Then let's walk back together. Lin Xian laughed. Ling Ying rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and walked away. Lin Xian chased after her. Little Ying, speak. I know you must be blaming me in your heart. You must feel wronged. TCH, who do you think you are? I've already said it when I was dating you. I don't know when I'll kick you away. It's just dating for fun. Didn't I say that? Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and said. Chapter 562. She had indeed said that. To be precise, Ling Ying would never have thought that she would have such deep feelings for Lin Xian at that time. Perhaps what she had said at that time was indeed the truth. But now, what she had said was a lie. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. I know you're angry, but I was wrong from the start. Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian. Since you knew it was wrong, but you still did it anyway, then what's there to apologize for? That's right. Ling Ying naturally felt uncomfortable in her heart. Especially when she heard Lin Xian's words, she was even angrier. That's right. You knew it was wrong, but you still did it anyway. Wasn't that even more infuriating? Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Actually, there are some things I want to tell you, but I don't know how to tell you, because it involves a lot of things. These things will be very difficult to accept, so I haven't told you all this time. Even little fairy doesn't know. Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying and said sincerely, then don't say it. Little Ying, have you never been curious about why I have so many strange and heaven-defying things on me? Even you, and those experts have never seen or heard of them. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian in confusion. That's right, it was very strange. For example, the heavenly star fruit, the attribute-increasing medicine, the physique-altering fluid, and the mind-cultivating fluid. Didn't you say that these were all given to you by Linglong Shui? Lin Xian nodded. That's right, I said that. Then what about the realm you raised for no reason? And Chuxue? She also rose from Mysterious Heaven Realm 6 stars to Mysterious Heaven Realm 10 stars. Plus, I gave her a heavenly star fruit, which allowed her to rise to the lightning tribulation realm. Ling Ying frowned slightly. That's right. This was the most strange thing. Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying and reached out to hold her little hand. Ling Ying struggled but failed to break free. Then he just looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, these things weren't given to me by Linglong Shui. I lied to you and everyone else that Linglong Shui gave them to me, because I didn't know how to explain it to you. I can only tell you that I did all this because I'm not a man. On the other hand, I wanted to do it. Are you saying that someone forced you to flirt with other girls? Ling Ying wasn't stupid. After hearing Lin Xian's words, she asked. Lin Xian nodded. That's what I meant. If I didn't do it, my realm would return to 0. Doesn't that sound like a fantasy? Because it's too ridiculous. I didn't know how to explain it to you. So I directly said that it was given to me by Linglong Shui. This way, everything will be settled. But I don't want you to be disappointed in me. Or rather, I want to quibble. The heavenly star fruit, the gene medicine, everything was given to you by me. It wasn't given to me by Linglong Shui. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian. It was unbelievable. This was a situation that was completely unimaginable. But she looked into Lin Xian's eyes. Ling Ying sighed. It didn't matter if it was true or not. Even if it was fake, Ling Ying chose to believe it, because it would give her some psychological comfort. Okay, I believe you. If it's hard to say, then don't say it. I promise you that I'll tell you in the future, But not now. Ling nodded. To be honest, someone was forcing Lin Xian to pursue other girls, and then give him a reward? No matter how she heard it, it sounded like a lie. No matter how sincere Lin Xian's words were, Ling Ying was still skeptical. However, she chose to believe him. What could she do if she didn't believe? Leave Lin Xian? She thought about it, especially when she was crying. She wanted to just end it like this, but she couldn't bear to. Lin Xian sighed. To be honest, I don't know how to comfort girls, so I can only tell you this. Also, I still want to say sorry. I only hope that you can forgive me, because I don't want to see you angry or disappointed. I also don't want you to leave. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian. But what are you going to do in the future? Don't tell me you want to hug girls? Lin Xian scratched his head awkwardly. To be honest, I don't want to leave you. I also don't want to leave others. Others? From what you're saying, it seems there are others besides Chuxue. Ling Ying said. Lin Xian. Ahem. Lin Xian, oh Lin Xian, you're really capable. Lin Xian. Forget it, I don't blame you. I knew you were like this. On the contrary, it's fine if you admit it to me, but I don't want you to lie to me. Do you understand? Lin Xian nodded. So, can you tell me how many there are besides Chuxue? Ling Ying asked. Lin Xian. Seeing Lin Xian's expression, Ling Ying couldn't help but laugh. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. I want to go boxing. Do you want to come? Lin Xian nodded. Yes. Then in the boxing gym, Lin Xian became Ling Ying's living target. He was beaten up. Lin Xian knew that this girl was venting. Bastard. Ling Ying kept punching, and Lin Xian defended against her attacks. She was so tired that she collapsed in Lin Xian's arms. Then she cried. This time, she cried in Lin Xian's arms. Her fists kept hammering Lin Xian, and she scolded him in front of Lin Xian. Bastard Lin Xian. What did I owe you in my past life? To be bullied by you like this, bastard. I gave up so many suitors just to be bullied by you. I hate you. Lin Xian just hugged her and listened to her sobbing words. He gently patted her back. In the end, he vented all his grievances in front of Lin Xian. Are you done scolding? A few minutes later, Lin Xian gently wiped the tears off Ling Ying's face. Ling Ying sobbed like a pear blossom in the rain. It's okay, I feel good. Ling Ying wiped her tears, then took a bottle of water and drank half of it. She gradually quieted down and sat down with Lin Xian on the bench in the boxing gym. Have you thought about what Chuxue will do? Ling Ying suddenly asked. In this era, if you are strong enough, if you have enough ability, if a girl is willing, then you can have 3 wives and 4 concubines. There are many situations like this in Tiandu. Maybe. I don't care anymore. And I have seen past it. But I don't know about Chuxue and the Han family and Ling family. Unless you can reach a level where the Han family and Ling family have to look up to you. Even if Chuxue and I are willing to have you together, the 2 families will definitely not give in. Ling Ying sighed. That is the position of the true leader of the 3 major powers. That's impossible. She sighed again. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.